try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain, pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane, pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test, expect nothing less, you check as I'm chess, what's happening next, He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second, this life is a lesson. He got a new engine from pain, it's a blessing, new focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession, all in his possession. You got their attention, I'll leave an impression and take a redemption, just kill no discretion, your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression, You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they scheme. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they drag the chains, you can say no, free me. So he's been looking for somebody who could save him, instead of searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem. We could change the world, change times, rearrange them. Staying on pace, running the race, life is a chase. I don't want a place, I wanna be first. Work till it hurts, dehydrated thirst till I'm in a hearse. High ambitions and the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off, I'ma break off from the weak minds. They can stay soft, you can change lives, you create thoughts, never waste time. You got one shot, you got one life, better pop off. What do you like? Make a dream job. No 9-5, no mean boss, just my life and free thoughts. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they scheme. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they drag the chains, you can say no, free me. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain, pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane, pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test, expect nothing less, you check as I'm chess, what's happening next, He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second, this life is a lesson. He got a new engine from pain, it's a blessing, new focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession, all in his possession. You got their attention, I'll leave an impression and take a redemption, just kill no discretion, your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression, You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they scheme. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they drag the chains, you can say no, free me. So he's been looking for somebody who could save him, instead of searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem. We could change the world, change times, rearrange them. Staying on pace, running the race, life is a chase. I don't want a place, I wanna be first. Work till it hurts, dehydrated thirst till I'm in a hearse. High ambitions and the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off, I'ma break off from the weak minds. They can stay soft, you can change lives, you create thoughts, never waste time. You got one shot, you got one life, better pop off. What do you like? Make a dream job. No 9-5, no mean boss, just my life and free thoughts. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they scheme. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they drag the chains, you can say no, free me. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain, pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane, pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test and expect nothing less, your check is I'm chess, what's happening next? He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson, he got a new engine from pain, it's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession, all in his possession. You got their attention, I'll leave an impression and take your redemption. Just kill, no discretion, your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try to change, you can say no, free me. So he's been looking for somebody who could save him, instead of searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem. We could change the world, change times, rearrange them. Staying on pace, running the race. Life is a chase, I don't want a place, I wanna be first. Work till it hurts, dehydrated thirst till I'm in a hearse. High ambitions and the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off from a break off from the weak minds, they can stay soft. You can change lives, you create thoughts, never waste time. You got one shot, you got one life, better pop off. What do you like? Make a dream job. No 9-5, no mean boss, just my life and free thoughts. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try to change, you can say no, free me. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain, pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane, pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test and expect nothing less, your check is I'm chess, what's happening next? He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson, he got a new engine from pain, it's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession, all in his possession. You got their attention, I'll leave an impression and take your redemption. Just kill, no discretion, your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try to change, you can say no, free me. So he's been looking for somebody who could save him, instead of searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem. We could change the world, change times, rearrange them. Staying on pace, running the race. Life is a chase, I don't want a place, I wanna be first. Work till it hurts, dehydrated thirst till I'm in a hearse. High ambitions and the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off from a break off from the weak minds, they can stay soft. You can change lives, you create thoughts, never waste time. You got one shot, you got one life, better pop off. What do you like? Make a dream job. No 9-5, no mean boss, just my life and free thoughts. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try to change, you can say no, free me. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me.
Looking for change, looking for pain, pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane, pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test. Expect nothing less, you check as I'm chess, what's happening next?
He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson, he got a new engine from pain, it's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession, all in his possession. You got their attention, I'll leave an impression and take your redemption. Just kill, no discretion, your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression.
You could try to play it, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try the chains, you can say no, free me.
So he's been looking for somebody who could save him, instead of searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem. We could change the world, change times, rearrange them. Staying on pace, running the race. Life is a chase, I don't want a place, I wanna be first. Work till it hurts, dehydrated thirst till I'm in a hearse. High ambitions and the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off, I'ma break off from the weak minds. They can stay soft, you can change lives, you create thoughts, never waste time. You got one shot, you got one life, better pop off. What do you like? Make a dream job. No 9-5, no mean boss, just my life and free thoughts.
You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try the chains, you can say no, free me. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me.
Looking for change, looking for pain, pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane, pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test. Expect nothing less, you check as I'm chess, what's happening next?
He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson, he got a new engine from pain, it's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession, all in his possession. You got their attention, I'll leave an impression and take your redemption. Just kill, no discretion, your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression.
You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try the chains, you can say no, free me.
So he's been looking for somebody who could save him, instead of searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem. We could change the world, change times, rearrange them. Staying on pace, running the race. Life is a chase, I don't want a place, I wanna be first. Work till it hurts, dehydrated thirst till I'm in a hearse. High ambitions and the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off, I'ma break off from the weak minds. They can stay soft, you can change lives, you create thoughts, never waste time. You got one shot, you got one life, better pop off. What do you like? Make a dream job. No 9-5, no mean boss, just my life and free thoughts.
You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try the chains, you can say no, free me. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me.
Looking for change, looking for pain, pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane, pick up the pieces and go rearrange.
Yes, people, welcome back to Chelsea Perspective. Welcome back to another Transfer Watch show on a Chelsea Perspective. More importantly, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I wholeheartedly offer whatever suits your time zone. I hope you're all doing well. But then again, I have to say blue morning to you all because, in fact, it is the Blue Morning Show. And I'm happy to welcome my brother Rodrigo to the panel today. Rodrigo, how are you doing, bro? Thank you for finding the time to join.
I'm good. Big up, coach, and big up everyone in the chat. And hopefully, we're gonna have another great stream.
Brilliant, brilliant. I hope so. I hope so too. It's always brilliant, and I hope we'll have a brilliant show. And hopefully, we'll hit 300 likes today again. We've done that on 2 occasions within the span, I think, of 4 days. Now we get into the show proper. As it is a tradition, we'll play the intro, and when we come back, we will find out how those in the chart are doing. Yeah, the intro makes it sound like it's easy. Find the player, sign the player, announce the player, and we'll all be happy. Yeah, no negotiations involved. Just skip all those things and do it for us. But that's, by the way, and Joker here always preaching for the club to sign up Cristiano Ronaldo. Why? I don't know. I have my reservations on that and the call for the club to sign Cristiano Ronaldo. But we're not going to get into it today. Here's Liam Lane says, Blue Morning, Kachila panel in chat. Blue morning to you too. I hope you're doing well. And by the way, Joker, I do hope you're doing well. Please do let me know. I fought to hit the like button. Okay, you made it to the Champions League. Congratulations to you. Our youth were on fire last night. Wolves won, Chelsea 7, Harveyville 2, Dion 2, who? Alfie, Chris 1, Jaden. The names, okay, 2. That they were unfair indeed. I don't know those players, and at about time I start watching their games enough to get to know them very well. Esa Mana says that ranking Akid is rapid, perfect right wing back, and add him to be on the 21 list. I don't know the kid, honestly. I have to be honest with you. Hello, guys. Hello to you too, Anna Maurice. I hope you're doing well. Again, Liam Lane says S minus, yes, and lots of pace too. Looks like you guys enjoyed watching the kid, and that's Mark ED saying yes, and all Chelsea fans, yes to you too. Please do let us know you're doing well, and wherever you're watching from, we want to know. That game was in the Premier League too. I haven't watched. I don't know how to be getting their games because I don't see it on TV. Maybe okay, it shows on the app. Blue Farm. Here we go. Here we go to you too, Jafta. Jafta, I hope you're doing well. And here we have Dataraj Mahali. We're giving up on Fofana. Too expensive now. I don't think we're giving up. We're still going back in. And I'm hearing the PSG. They started to show interest in the player, but I think that's absolute nonsense. I think it's a way for Leicester City. They're probably engineering the story to get us to pay even more. The rumors are that we're 10 million pounds apart, which I think we'll just give it to them. It was come to us. I think we're getting the player. Blue Morning Coach Rodas and the chat. Glenn. Nice to see you here, brother. I hope you're doing it well. Good day, panel and chat. Big up to you. Big up to you too. And Kachila, bro. Yes, bro. Yes to you too. MC Rats, you're making me laugh. And I want the laughter. And Lee is back. Yep. I hope you enjoyed where you went to. Hey, everyone. I hope you're all healthy, only listening at the moment. I understand. Listen, bro, again, it's not easy because I understand the bills don't pay themselves. Rodrigo, coming back to you. Overall, again, let me see where you are with your panic measure. Are you still panicking?
I still there. I told you. I called Mr. Boehly. I told him, please, Mr. Boehly, I'll need that right wing back. Just shut up and pay the money. I need that right wing back, and we need another attacker, and we need another midfielder. Oh my God! I'm counting the number of days left in the transfer window. Are we gonna get all these transfers? Come on.
By the way, how many days left?
Oh, you put me on the spot. You put me on the spot. 20.
No, you take your time. If you're in the chat, help us. How many days do we have left before the transfer window shuts? We want to know. And as you're coming in, please do take a second to like the video and also do subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much. Let's also shoot for 300 likes today. We've done that twice, which means I think we could say that's the standard now. We can always do that whenever we want, but it's all because of you, and I can't thank you guys enough. You guys have been brilliant. 23 days. Somebody helped us there. So we work together here. That's not me putting you on the spot. Even if you don't have the answer, somebody in the chat will know the answer. We don't know everything, and I know you know that.
I've got an Excel spreadsheet open next to me, so every time there's numbers, I always type in quickly.
No, but here's the thing. Again, even if the window shuts without us doing any more business, it could have been worse.
It could have been worse. Remember my panic level on the 17th of June. I remember that because that was 1 week after the transfer window opened. Was to the edge. I was panicking so badly, but over time, I think I can't fault the club. They've done amazing business. All the 3 signings, I could say 4. They've added value. It's not like, oh, we signed second-rated players. No, every single one of the signings are coming in and are starters in our team. Exactly what we always say. We don't need backup. We need competition.
Starters. Yeah. Yeah, we need starters, and that's what's happening. That makes a huge. And most importantly, did I miss? Oh my goodness, did I miss a lot of this? It looks like some comments just popped up after everything. Hold on. I read this. I read this one, that Iraqi kid. I read this one. I read this one. I read this one. These two, and I read this one too. And then, how did I miss? We are giving up Fofana. How did I miss my brothers coming? Jose CFC, big up, bro. Smash that like button, says my fellow Americans. Please, if you haven't, take a second, keep liking the video. We're 31 likes already, which means there's a chance we get it to 400 likes a day, but it's up to you. We can't do it without you. So keep liking the video and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Again, it says thanks, false, Dr. Raj. Again, okay, that's false, so to speak. So Jose, my brother, thank you very much. Nice to see you here. I appreciate you always finding time to join, and I can't thank you enough for every time tagging you on all the tweets. It's easy for someone to get pissed off and turn around and say, what the heck is he tagging me all the time? And now, but Jose is always there, always helping me reach more people by retweeting those things. Again, sometimes it can be annoying when people tag you, but I think my brother Jose CFC, I think he's taking it well. He's he's shown that he really wants to support his brother, and that makes me good. Supreme Quads says a good day, panel and chat. Big up on the channel. Big up to you too, bro. I hope you're doing well. I said hello to Lee, and I've read his comment. And Chigoze Henry as by the way, this is my Nigerian brother. He says, good afternoon, great Chelsea fans. Great. I know you're great too because you're a Chelsea fan. I hope you're doing well, bro. Again, nice to see you. Liam Lane said, Coachella, usually the home games are on the app. That wasn't on it, was away, but you can see the highlights of the goals on the app. Oh, okay. Thank you very much for that information. I'll try to follow their games as much as I can. 21 days left before the transfer window shuts. Says 23. So around that, the two numbers we have from Dataraj and Tobias. And Tobias, 1st September. Okay, if you want to be just that specific and just see it. But again, we need to calculate how many days left. 23 days. We have 23 days, which means it's most likely 23 days. And the legendary IBZ is in the house. Blue morning, my people. Blue morning to you too. Nice to see you there, brother. I hope you're doing it well. Felix, a big up. Coachella, big up to you too, Felix. and Blue Morning Blues and Coach. Blue Morning to you too, brother. You need to create a Discord, bro. I am on Discord, actually. I think I will try and share the link in a bit. I am on Discord. Probably I don't have the link on the channel, so maybe that's what I would do. Add the Discord link to the channel so that it's easy to be seen. But thank you for reminding me that. What's your opinion on Depay or Zaha? Rodrigo, you go ahead, run with that one.
Yeah,
But for just 1 second, Patrick Omakodion says, good morning. What is the update on Auba and the Young? We'll get to that in a bit. Yeah, but you go ahead with the one. Yeah, this one, I think it's this one here. Yep, our opinion on those two guys.
He's very tough because it's like on the same level. I would say Zaha because he has at this stage of the transfer window, we don't have time. So I would say Zaha. He has Premier League. He's Premier League proven. Sometimes people underestimate how tough he is to adapt to a new league. Well, Depay played in a league, but that was ages ago when he was still a youngster. But I would say,
but he still didn't. He didn't do well.
He didn't do well at United. No, he was kind of a flop. So I'll take Zaha. Yeah. Oh,
so Zaha over Depay, I think I'd do the same too. They're about the same. Are they both about the same age right now?
Yes. If not, Depay's probably a little bit younger, but not by that much.
Yeah, so I'll take Zaha. Again, I don't know why people underrate Zaha. Is it because he's played that long at Crystal Palace? Because, again, they held him. They didn't allow him leave when he got the opportunity to join, I think, a German team or that. But the truth is, this guy is a fine player. And you can see the signs that he will do well if he plays in a much better team where he's been surrounded with much more talented players. This guy should be playing for a top club. This is not me just, he's not my countryman by any means. Yeah, he's not my countryman, so you can't argue that I'm just being biased. But truthfully, I think he's got it in him, but he needs to play in a much better team. That's my opinion. Again, I know some people think otherwise, but that's how I see it. Sorry.
He's turning 30 in November, Zaha.
Yeah, but it's 30 isn't a bad number. Then that just makes you just be cautious with the length of the contract. Maybe start with 3 years, and then if he does well, if he starts finding also cylinders, you can extend it by 2 years or so. That's just it. And one thing I like about the new structure of the salary that Chelsea offer people these days, we've talked. I think I alluded to that a bit yesterday. Where again, the how much you earn or in total depends on your performance, which makes sense. Yeah. It says, good morning. What is the update on Auba and the Young? I think we'll get to those two in a bit. Would be happy paying 80 million for Fofana when we could be. Is it, yeah? No. We could have easily signed Vadio, Skriniar with the same money or less, given all three were on TT's list. Even if all three players were on TT's list, but the question is, were they TT's priority? And there are those he's prioritizing over others. And maybe because he prefers Fofana, he likes him. There's something he's seen in him, and we need a mix. So if you bring in Skriniar, he's closing up, he's getting closer to 30. So we need a mix of youth and experience. And you've heard him. I'm sure some of us in the chat they have heard Thomas Tuchel talk about how it's important we mix it up. Well, we have two older players. So maybe that the whole thing is starting to make sense to me now. Why they pulled out of the Kunde. Again, the Kunde deal is just his profile overall, not his age. Why we're looking at Fofana and are willing to pay that much money to bring him in, because he'll be there for a long time. I'm sure the contract they would give him, if they pay that much money, would be like 10 million years, But that's, by the way, here it says Zaha will be, it looks like, sorry, Rodrigo, you wanted to say something?
No, I wanted to say, yeah, the guy said it will be easily. I wanted to underline that it's not going to be easily to sign those other players because those teams don't want to sell them. The 18, we heard about 80 million being rejected for Gvardiol. So and PSG have tried so hard to sign Skriniar. So it wasn't going to be
60 million rejected.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not easy. The notion of it's easier, we should have just gone for those ones. And I don't think so.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been easier no matter how you see it, because the truth is, we tried to bring in a Skriniar into the discussion for Lukaku's loan deal to Inter Milan. They refused it, and even we went back. We tried again when we're still trying to get Dumfries. They refused, and the surprising aspect of the whole thing is that Skriniar has just 1 year left on his contract. So, like when Ty was on the panel, I think it was Ty that talked about maybe they're hopeful. They're discussing a new contract with him, and it's indicated that he wants to stay, because if the player himself wants to stay, he'd make, do something to show that he doesn't want to stay. But they're so confident, refusing 60 million for a player who has just 1 year left on his contract. I'm surprised, Again, but that's a good comment, and I hope you're doing well, Clinton Howard. And also to Anthony, good day to you, Coach. Good day to you too. One day, I hope you're doing well. Nice to see you here. And Felix says Zaha EPL goals last season was 14 goals from 33 games. Not bad. Probably better than most of the players we have in our team. And that's probably, and again, we're talking about a team that creates less chances than Chelsea Football Club. And a good thing about Zaha, if you look at his goals, quite a sizable number of them, he was able to create the chances by himself with his dribbling ability. If you want to talk about that a bit, I'd appreciate that, Rodrigo.
Yeah, like 14 goals in 33 games. That's not bad at all, considering he didn't he go to AFCON? Or am I? Yeah, he did, didn't he? With Ivory Coast. Yeah, he did. He missed a few games in the Premier League. And if you think about Palace, he's like.
Oh, so you're saying he still missed two games? Go ahead. You still missed 2 games in a row.
Yeah. And everything good that Palace did last season went through him and Gallagher. Yeah, I know. Yes, I know. I'm not biggest Zaha fan, because I think he's gonna be a deadwood in a few years. But if you ask me on paper, right, with the statistics, the eye test, he passed them 2 things. He's a good player. He is
a good player.
Yeah.
Zaha is a good player, and my argument is. Go ahead, bro.
What I like about Zaha, what I think is, when someone needs a one opportunity in life to just explode, to go to a bigger club, I think he might take this as that opportunity. Just come on, put him in a Chelsea team. And he'll be maybe willing to also sit on the bench. He wouldn't pick up a fuss like if you take a superstar.
I would say the only difference will be that he gets to play under the manager that you could argue under whom he had the best form of his life in the person of Thomas Tuchel. I think you're talking about you're still talking about
Zaha. He's never played.
No, you're still talking about Zaha. We haven't moved on. I'm talking about. I skipped to this guy because I was opening. Yeah, because I was opening his picture. But that's, by the way. Go ahead with what you're saying. Just give me a second. Let me get this done before I join the conversation again.
Yeah, Zaha on paper, and obviously he passed the eye test, and on paper he's a good player. Could play in a number of positions. If he can, what we need sometimes is we don't have all our attackers are not, apart from man, they're not dynamic enough. And I was watching clips of our attackers now releasing the ball quickly when we're going for. But what is Zaha for Crystal Palace? What's that?
You're really breaking up.
Oh, is it me? Because it's like a noise. Coming.
No, if a noise is coming, it's a different thing. But your microphone is breaking up. I'm gonna try to remove the wireless dock from the power outlet. I think it will sound better then. But go ahead with what you're saying.
Yeah, just to finish this, I was saying, since Zaha is the main creative outlet that Crystal Palace have, he's taken on the pressure to create chances for one team. He carry the team, each carry Crystal Palace attack on his back. And to come to Chelsea, you won't have to do all of that, but at least he has that in his
locker room.
In his locker room. So, won't be the worst signing, especially to complete. So, if Tuchel really think this is the guy for him to replace Werner in the attack. And I could imagine an attack of Sterling, Zaha, say Mount. Obviously, we don't have any recognized number 9 in that attack, but the fluidity, the interchange of movement, and then add to that Frenkie de Jong in midfield if this goes through, obviously, or even Kovacic. See, we could be cooking.
Yeah.
We could be cooking.
Yeah, let's stay with the Zaha topic, and I'll catch up with the chat. Bring in the legendary IBZ. He wasn't in the house yesterday when we talk about him, so it only makes sense to bring him on in a bit. Again, give me a second. I'm gonna catch up, and if you haven't, guys, please keep liking the video already. We have 47 likes. Let's shoot for 400 likes today. We can do that, but only if you help us. We can't not like the videos by ourselves. Again, I'm gonna highlight this. If anybody argues otherwise, I'll have them look at this number. That's higher than most attackers in the Premier League, actually. It's Kami says, good morning, coach, panel in chat. Aubameyang, yes, please. I hope you're doing it well. It's Kami. Please do let us know. Zaha will definitely be a good addition to our team without any doubt. He's better than all we got at the moment, with the exception of our new acquisition. Oh, talk about it. Kukure, yeah. That player, I love him, and I can't stop preaching it. Fofana isn't his priority either, to be frank. Why did you say that? Even if Fofana is the manager's priority, we shouldn't just give them what they're asking. It sets a dangerous precedent. Again, the Zaha deal is it working out? We're making progress with just £10 million apart. Again, I've gone beyond complaining about the potential price tag to the value that the player presents. But again, I want to scroll down to the bottom of the whole conversation so that the whole thing is aligned with the Zaha discussion. We don't want to be going back and forth a topic. It can be, how do I say? It can be tiring, honestly. The brain itself gets tired at some points. Why did you time out? For he only asked the question. Who timed him out? Can I know who timed him out? Is it the robot that timed him out? Did I time him? If I did that myself, then it would have been a mistake. I don't think. Tell me who timed him out and what question did he ask? I haven't seen his question. So, again, apologies if that's the case, but I'm sure the mods know what they're doing. Let's say, again, I didn't time him out. If I did, then it was by mistake. Why has Toby has been timed out, and why was a Clinton comment deleted? Okay, who did those things? Is anybody out there just sabotaging the channel? I want to know. I'm not sure what's going on here. Okay, I'm going to do something quickly. It looks like something is going on here. I don't know. It's not me. I didn't do that. And if anybody that's what's his name? That's a mod in the chat. It's seeing what's going on. Let us know, or if you are a mod and you did that, let us know why you did it. So I don't know what's going on. Quickly, IBC, can you comment with the response to whether Chelsea should get Zaha? But yesterday it was just a mere speculation, but right now I think it's real. So I'm going to go out quickly and take care of something.
Yeah.
And it must have timed you out. I am listening on my phone, and it must have timed you out by mistake. Okay, let's see. Let's see if it goes beyond timeout. Then there's an issue. IBC, you can come in. Your thoughts on the Zaha links.
How's everybody? Hope we're all good.
Yeah, fine. Thank you.
Yeah, Wilfred. Yeah, man. Proven. I believe he deserves a big move again. He's been very, very professional with Crystal Palace. He's never kicked up a fuss. He's not that. He didn't do the Sadio. You remember when Sadio Berahino was being linked to Tottenham and he kicked up a fuss, and then obviously now where he is now is doing rubbish. He's never done that. He's always kept it real. I want to play for a big club. Arsenal was in for him at one point. It didn't materialise. He kept his head down, scoring goals for Palace. In my opinion, keeping Palace afloat. with the help of obviously Brendan Rodgers. I think if he is looking for a move in his career right now, I think even Crystal Palace fans will not begrudge him that move based on his loyalty to the club.
Yeah, just quickly, as you can see, it was Lee. It happened by accident. Lee is explaining. I trust him. I know everybody, every other mod in the chat trust Lee very well. So it was a mistake. The phone was in his pocket. So sorry about that to Tobe and the other person that was timed out. It was never intentional. Go ahead, IBZ.
Yeah. So in that case, I am all for Raheem Sterling. I said Raheem Sterling, Wilfred Zaha. It makes sense geographically. He's not moving anywhere. He's still in South London, if you want to call it that. You probably don't even need to move houses. He'll be playing with better quality of players, so that will automatically bring the best out of him. And it just ticks all the boxes of what we actually need right now moving forward. We need numbers in the attack, so that things can start to make sense. And Wilfred Zaha, Raheem Sterling, with the help of, on that left hand side with Correa, and obviously Reece James when he boxes up his ideas, we'll have more of a definition of how we want to attack and open up play. So hopefully this can get done by this week, or at least by the end of this week, we should have at least some news as to what's happening. But for the meantime, we just have to hope for the best. So yeah, I'm happy for Wilfred Zaha to come. At the age of 29, I think it's all right age for you to come and try and get some good piece of last minute big contracts in your career.
So he will be at his best too.
Yeah.
Because he wants trophies.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he wants trophies.
Yeah. Did we lose you?
No, I thought I lost you. He has the ability to do a lot of wonderful things. So yeah, let's get it done. Let's get it done. I'm up for it.
Yeah, I really want that one to happen. And again, like you said, they probably wouldn't need to move houses. They're still in South London. Again, I think the move will be cheap. He has just 1 year left on his contract, which means he wants to leave. Again, and he gets probably a better pay, gets to play in a better team, surrounded by a much more talented crop of players, and then show his talent before leave on a high, because he's such a talent. It's just that he's been quite unlucky. He joined Crystal Palace to show what he can do, and he's shown it there consistently. Except when at times when he's out with injuries and all that. 14 goals in 33 games this last season, with how many assists again? That's not easy. Again, even if I seen that number yesterday when we talked about him, I'd be glad to show it to people that are watching. But unfortunately, I didn't see it. So again, thank you people for 55 likes. Let's shoot for 400 likes today. If you haven't, please take a second to like the video and also do subscribe to the channel. Thank you for all the love you've shown at this channel. Also, Clinton Hour you were timed out by mistake. Apologies for that. Again, everybody that was timed out, it was by mistake. And we don't just time out people for expressing themselves here. Again, you haven't done anything wrong. I hope you understand. Apologies again from me and from my friend Lee. So yeah, says Zaha is fast, aggressive, will complement Raheem's speed for speed. He will be fit in Chelsea. He will be a fit. Again, his experience in the Premier League. Plus, again, he doesn't shy away from taking away players. And those are the type of attackers we have. Attackers who are able, even if you have 2-3 players on him, he still try to take them on and progress the ball. I hate to see our attacking players always looking for the easiest solution, which is to turn back and pass the ball backwards or go sideways. We want players who say, even when he has a player who, even when there are three opposition players in front of him, will still do something with the ball to progress it and go past them. Again, We don't have that in our team right now, and I think he adds to that. Plus, Raheem Sterling, who's doing that already. Smith David says, if you could sign one of Fofana, the Young, then who would you choose? Again, this question. Let's try the best as we can, the best we can, to keep the questions aligned with the current topic, so we're not going back and forth with topics. It can be very exhausting. But IBZ, I'll let you take that one. Let us know why you take either of the two players.
Out of who and who?
The Young and Fofana.
Both of them. Because both of them are two different positions in which they were.
I know we want them both, but Smith David is trying to see if we can get only one of them.
If we can get one, it will be De Jong.
Yeah, because we're okay defensively. It's not perfect yet.
I'm not saying we're okay defensively, but it's less than what is. I believe the midfield is more pressing than defense in that respect. We haven't got a creative midfielder, someone that can break the lines, a Kovacic type player, someone that can go from defense to attack, be a ball progressor, and find that pass to the attacker. We don't have that per se. We have it in Kovacic and Mount, but it's not enough, especially if you want to put Mount up a bit. So I
wouldn't say. Here's the thing: in terms of progressing the ball in tight spaces and all that, I haven't say Mount has it in him. I admire his industry. Sometimes he can create, but his industry is constant. That is his always. He has that great energy throughout the game and all that. But in terms of chance and creation and goal scoring, he hasn't done those consistently. But we're not talking about Mount now. But go ahead with what you were saying.
Yeah, what I'm saying is like we will need that progressively, because obviously we'll get a defender, then we get Fofana if we were to get him, and then we just base the team off just a mean defense and nothing going forward. So someone has to be that bridge, and I believe Nigel de Jong will see that role. Obviously, it's a bit irrelevant speaking about it because I don't think the guy's coming. But yeah, if you were to ask me out of the two, it'll be Frenkie de Jong, because I need someone that could be able to turn defense into attack progressively. And I don't believe the current crop we have can do it, albeit we're limited. What if Kovacic gets injured? Who does that? I mean, maybe Gallagher can do it, but I haven't seen him enough to do it. But I know that Frenkie can do it, so I have to look for a similar type of player mode to do that. Because that's what we need. Once we have that kind of person to break from a defense to attack and find that path, then we're good to go. Jorginho had it. He had it once upon a time, but I think he's lost it.
I think even when he had it, he's not constantly provided assists for the attacking players. I think Jorginho will frustrate the life out of Raheem Sterling. And again, if we stick with the same midfield, I'd be surprised if anything changes. If we want to get Raheem Sterling firing on all cylinders, we need to find. Even Billy Gilmore would have done better with Raheem Sterling, because he progresses the ball quicker than Jorginho does, and he has a better vision. Jorginho is just more experienced, and that's why I've been questioning, why are we letting Billy Gilmore live in the first place? But again, that's an argument for another day. I think we have to. Yeah, go ahead.
There was a match a couple of seasons ago against Wolves, if I don't recall, and Jorginho played one beautiful pass to Tammy Abraham. Have you seen those type of visions?
Yeah, he hasn't, but he hasn't done it consistently, even at his best. He hasn't done it. I think Jorginho, because he's a regista, I think what he usually does for the Italian team mainly is to help control the game.
Yeah.
Okay, exactly. So that's why Tuchel values him, because his ability to help control the game. Other than that, in terms of assists, he's zero. He hasn't done it consistently. So that's why I would, with this question, with this comment on the screen, take if it comes down to just taking one of the two, I'd take the Young, because he changes quite a lot in the midfield area.
We also have to have the mindset to understand that if we're gonna scream this situation, we have to seriously look at the future of Jorginho, at our club. We have to run the narrative. I'm sorry, I've questioned him for a long time, but there's an attitude that he has that I kind of respect. He's not a bad person. Like his heart's at the right place. Hence why I'm a bit in with him. Ability-wise, we're nowhere, and I can't deal with sentiments and say, oh, because he's good. He's not. I think he's too slow for our game. I think he's too slow for the league. Like a Hakim Ziyech. So we may need.
You mean Jorginho?
Yeah. Jorginho.
I would just say I think he doesn't really. Again, even though he helps us control the game, I think Man City would have been a better option for him. Although he's won the Champions League.
I disagree. I think.
No. He under Pep, the way they play, it doesn't matter how many assists they get from him.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how many assists they get from him.
Okay.
But the way we play. Again, we need assists to be coming from the midfield, and it's not coming. So again, let's just move on from the Jorginho argument because that's not why we're here to talk about. I'm going to try the best I can to catch up with the chat. Rodrigo, I don't know if you have anything to add to that to what we have. Go ahead.
I agree with both opinions. I'll go for the Young over Fofana if that's the only choice I have.
Yeah, if it comes down to keeping just one of them. Again, before I continue reading what we'll have on the chat, to come back to the panel so we can continue, I want to say thank you for 68 likes already. Keep liking the video. Remember, we're shooting for 400 likes today. We've broken the record for the most. We reached 300 plus. Let's get it to 400. And if you haven't, take a second to like the video and also do subscribe to the channel. I'm going to catch up with what we have. And here's what I want us to be doing. Always keep your comments aligned with the particular topic we're talking about. You can say, yeah, we're done with the Zaha discussion. Right now, we're going to switch to the next topic when I come back from the chat. Like I'm traveling to get to the chat. But just let us know what you think about Zaha to Chelsea links.
Felix, to add on to Zaha, now we finally have a proper South Londoner that will be on the pitch. And if any opponent wants to start a fight, we have someone that's going to lead the charge, yeah? Because I'm tired of seeing opponents come to the bridge, and when there's a fight, pushing players around. I'm tired of that. So I need men to stand up and stand over players. None of that anymore. None of that.
Yeah, I like that. I think he will do that for us. Again, Ogiabebo Luis says João Felix would have been a better option as a false nine role. Also, for long run terms, no, I don't think as a false nine you'd be wasting his talent. If you want him to get the best of that player, keep him on the flanks where he can take on players, create chances for you. And again, it gets worse for him if you play him as false nine. Zaha knows the league inside out. He is a master dribbler, terrifies defenders and scores goals. This could be a good deal. And he scored a few, let me say one that I remember, fine one against us. I would never forget that one. Was it a coiler or was it just a shot from outside the 18?
Yeah, no, from like outside the box. But Reece James
outside the box, yeah. But it was intelligence to actually take that shot from that distance because he saw the position of the defender and the goalkeeper. So that's what he brings. Again, have we actually tabled the beat for Zaha? No. There we go. It was just speculations, but now we're hearing that the interest is real. So let's see what happens. It's going to be an easy one. And remember, we need depth. We have lots of games to play, and 5 subs are allowed now. So I think the club will take it seriously. But plus, he's a London boy, and he counts as homegrown, right?
100%.
So since he counts as homegrown, and there's a chance Callum Hudson-Odoi leaves, but I don't want Callum Hudson-Odoi to leave. Even if he stays, we could still add Zaha to that number. Plus, I'm hearing that Tuchel has actually refused Callum Hudson-Odoi's suggestion to leave on loan, which makes sense to me because I've always argued he likes the player. He likes him, and I think he sees something in him. And there's an argument that Rodrigo made yesterday. Let's leave him, let him go and grow up. And I asked him, what if we're letting a grown-up man leave already? And then we'll let him go. We'll let him go at the point where he started firing on all cylinders, that he probably wouldn't want to come back because he'd see his best performance outside the club. But that's, by the way, let's be honest, Zaha is not good enough. How do you know he's not good enough for Chelsea?
Wait, what's good enough? What is good enough?
Yeah, exactly. Haslo, can you define good enough? Let's find out.
You have to put things into context. How is Wilfred Zaha, not good enough? Are you basing it off his 1 year stint at Manchester United, in which Moyes couldn't get the whole squad to get together, and you can argue there was personal issues back off the pitch that hindered his development? Or are you talking the fact that he's never won a trophy at a team he's not expected to win a trophy? Or how is he not good enough to help the team stay afloat in the Premier League for the best part of nearly 10 years? Explain. How is Zaha not good enough to play in the... I don't understand. Explain, please. Let's not start making judgment based. Like what I don't like about football fans is they believe that footballers should just stay at a certain level. They don't believe in the fact that footballers develop. They don't believe in the fact that players grow. They don't believe in the fact that you have to move. Like, is Manchester United, Chelsea, Real Madrid, Barcelona, are they the only teams in this world? If that's it, then sign up to a Super League, my friend. But you're going to have players coming from other teams to build themselves. Cucurella left Brighton. He was at Getafe before Brighton. Would you have argued that we buy Cucurella from Getafe? You would have said he's not good enough. So now we have him, and he's saying he's good enough. Wilfred Zaha is good enough. Yeah. So don't worry about that.
And plus, if you be honest, if you look at the league now, right? In what are the best attackers that are in this league, in the EPL right now? If you look in the league, I'm not talking about the Salah.
We should go and buy Rafinha. We should go to take Barcelona to court and take Rafinha off them now. That's what the guy wants us to do, innit? Because Rafinha is good enough for Chelsea and Zaha's not. But Rafinha played for Leeds, who just got recently promoted a couple of years ago. So he's good enough, but Zaha's not.
Exactly. I think that's a good point.
Let's make it make sense. Football guys don't like to make it make sense. We just like to throw it out there. How is Zaha not good enough? Make it make sense.
Yeah, that's a good point. Here's the thing. Again, Haslo, this is not a fight. That's why we're here, and that's why this show, you know, it's interactive. That's why I enjoy it. You bring your opinion, we'll look at it and discuss it. Here's something that IBZ said now that just makes sense. Rafinha was good enough for us, right? And we were willing to pay how much? 60 million plus or so for Rafinha. And how many goals did Rafinha score this past season?
I don't know, but less 13 maybe.
Okay. Let me check his statistics. Let's because since we're still talking about Zaha, but after this one, we're gonna move to the next what's called. Okay, let's look at Rafinha's number. Rafinha stats. Okay, Rafinha for Leeds United this past season. Let's look at it. He played 35 matches, 11 goals, and 3 assists. And we wanted to pay how much for him? Okay, let's see Zaha stats. Okay, Zaha this past season scored 14 goals and 1 assist. So he scored 3 more goals than Rafinha. And again, so why is he how is he not good enough for Chelsea? Just because we don't like him, or because of the team he plays for, because he's not Brazilian? Again, that's one thing. Again, that will make some of us bad scouts. I think we judge players by the team they play for, or because of where they're from, or something like that. I think it's as simple as that. I think if he was Brazilian, by now he'd actually be in one of the biggest clubs in the world. But that's, by the way, we're not going to get into that today. Also, coach, for the guys that were timed out, Tob Ayres, Tob Ayres, my honest apologies. It was by mistake by one of the mods who had his phone in his pocket. You've heard about bot dial and pocket dials and all that. This is pocket timed out. And Lee is not the time to do that type of thing. So apologies. Again, Zaha or Depay, I think we've answered that question. I probably saw it and highlighted it. So because even if the person is timed out, I could still see the person here and highlight their comment. So apologies to those two. Zaha is a masterclass. He's a fine player. All this Zaha talks and Hudson-Odoi is let at the bottom of the reef. Louis Rivera, I haven't seen you in a while. Bro, I hope you're doing it well. Again, we have 229 people watching. So if you haven't, take a second to like the video and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Again, Coach, when I be on channel, I need to say Zaha not good enough Look what he did at Man United when he played for us as a player, and he just can handle. He just cannot handle big clubs. That's not the case. You have what IBZ explained. But if you come on when we've moved on beyond Zaha, bro, you're not going to talk about Zaha.
That was
sorry?
When did he go to 2013? That's nearly 9 years ago. He was 21, maybe 20 at the time. The pressure was too much. You go after Alex Ferguson's retired. Every United is like you basically you have all the pressure in the world. And as a 20-year-old kid, maybe back then he couldn't handle it. But over the years, he's proven it. This guy, I know I'm not his biggest fan, but you can say by the eye test, he passed the eye test. And the numbers also backed up the eye test. He will do well for us because he won't.
Yeah, he will.
He will just have to be another member of the attack, and yeah.
Yep, and for all the mods in the house, please keep reminding people to like the video. We're shooting for 400 likes today. We will get there, and we're just at 86 likes. Please keep liking the video, guys. If you haven't, keep liking the video so we get to 400. Let's break that record today. We've shown that we can do whatever we want. Again, Fofana out the young, we forget Silva is 400 years old and won't likely play 50 games. Be nice. Louis, be nice. Otherwise, I will pocket time you out. I'm serious. When I'm saying the man is 400 years old, his intelligence is what I like. Did he play like it was 400 on the Saturday? No, he didn't. He played like he was 22. We need a holding midfielder. Kante isn't enough. Yeah, we need to get a player. Again, maybe that's what I don't know what Chukwuemeka would do. I'm not sure how Tuchel wants to utilize the player. Sorry?
If you're gonna put Chukwuemeka as holding midfield, you're gonna like limit his talent. I think it's more like Pogba. More you need
8
to allow
or box to box, yeah.
Yeah, you need to allow him the freedom.
Yeah. Again, Zaha has been a very hard worker for Crystal Palace without any doubt. Obviously, he wouldn't jump to play for us and even erase his game because he's playing in a dreamland. He is hungry. Thank you very much. That's a delicious comment, and I love you for that. And listen, again, let me see. I'm going to scroll to the very bottom. Kante has been a great servant. We need a replacement.
Guys, sorry, coach. I had an emergency call that just came in literally as I was giving that point. Sorry, man.
Yeah.
I apologize.
That's not a problem at all, brother. You don't have to apologize. Bills don't pay themselves, and you join here to contribute. Because you love the club. Again, I'm gonna try.
Have you finished that point on the guy that was talking rubbish on Zaha? Yeah. Just give us Zaha some respect, because when he comes and scores a hat trick, you're gonna come here and say, "Oh my God, what a player he is!" So let's just leave him to.
Is Zaha better than Pulisic?
Hell yeah! What the hell is that? What kind of?
It depends on who you ask.
Yeah, it depends on who you ask, but man,
yeah, to me, Pulisic is just younger.
Yeah, that's it. But he could be better than Zaha. But Zaha,
then another argument would be the different profile of players. Pulisic would get into the box more. Here's one thing you get from Pulisic anytime, any day, is that he gets into the box more often than Zaha would. That's how I see it. Let me just catch up with the chat because it's becoming too long and they are on fire. And guys, thank you for 97 likes. Remember, we're shooting for 400 likes today, and we can actually do that. We have 229 people watching, and we have 97 likes. So if you haven't, please take a second to like the video and also do subscribe to the channel. So let me try and complete, everything we have in the chat regarding Zaha. And my brother DJ Saab, again, I'm seeing all the updates you're sending to me. I can't thank you enough, brother. He's a big up Kachila, the panel, and everyone. More importantly, bro, I hope you're doing well. And he says here, Inter have set a price tag at around 12 million for today, and Chelsea are working out whether or not to meet that price. That's the young star, the young Inter player that Chelsea wants because of his talent. We're everywhere getting young talents, and again, that makes sense to me. Billy Gilmore was treated unfairly. Again, you could say that he left on loan when he should have. I'm sure before he was let go on loan, he asked to live on loan, and Thomas Tuchel sanctioned it. But what I want to say, if Thomas Tuchel really wanted to keep him, he should have asked him to stay, just like he didn't let Callum Hudson-Odoi leave on loan or leave on a permanent deal, because Boehly did show then he played 3 high-profile games, and in 2 of them, won man of the match, I think so. Correct me if I'm wrong. He showed he could do it, but he wanted to play constantly. I think his impatience is partly because of his own problem right now. But that's, by the way, again, I'm going to apologize in advance. I will skip to the very bottom of all the comments in the chat. I can't read everything until, again, soon we will introduce a system that we developed to help us randomly pick contributions in the chat, because we can't read everybody's comment. But I'll try to stop by and say hello to anybody that I haven't said hello to. And Choma, yourself, sneaking in to listen to you guys. Good morning, good afternoon, good morning to you, Choma. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for finding time to join us. Crystal Palace, a train in Beckenham in Kent. Cobham is 16 miles away through London. Both are through busy traffic, either south or secular, or I'm not sure, M25, I'm not sure what I Zaha would have to move. Okay, that makes sense.
Who told you? Wait, hang on. Go back to that. Go back to that. Crystal Palace is in Crystal Palace train in Beckenham, Kent. Cobham is 60 miles away in Surrey, M25. Not necessarily. Cobham's in Surrey. Because who told you they train in Beckenham, Kent? He'll still be able to chip, mate. No, mate, you don't. No,
but yeah, and also, does he live in Beckenham though? Does Zaha live in Beckenham?
He probably lives in like probably around that Kingston, Kingston, Croydon, around them ends. From there to Surrey is no time.
It's no time, bro. I know that.
No time, bro. Yeah, what are you talking about? You have to relocate. This is Chelsea. Yeah, Stamford Bridge is southwest London. It's not even in Western like Hammersmith or Shepherd's Bush. It's literally southwest London. It's literally like Earls Court, like before them side. And in Crystal Palace, that's like towards like if you want to talk about Gypsy Hill, past Brixton, towards like it's doable, bro. Like you don't need to worry about nothing. It's not like he's moving from like Man United, like Sterling, like Manchester to London, or even like Cucurella from Brighton to London, which is very, very quick on the train. It's like 45 minutes, yeah? He will still need to relocate, do you know what I mean? Because it's long. But Zaha's in the capital. We don't need to move nowhere if we don't want to. But yeah, that's neither here nor there. I'm just wanted to ask that comment.
All right, okay, let me catch up on the chat. I'll come in. Chelsea fan will give us his opinion. He thinks Zaha isn't good enough for Chelsea. And big up to the Queen of the House, Just Viola. Nice to see you here. You have to be careful. If you shame me publicly today, I will pocket time you up just like Lee did to some people mistakenly. Again, that's me bringing it up to help you understand. Top F, it was a mistake by one of the mods. He didn't mean so. And if you know Lee, you know he doesn't operate like that. And Let's Start FC said the Yong is perfect replacement for Kante. Not a replacement, actually. I wouldn't call it a replacement at this point, but he will be good for us. Not even for Kante. I think he's more of a Jorginho, in the Jorginho mold than N'Golo Kante. Let's differentiate that. Again, if you're watching 106 likes, remember we're shooting for 400 likes today, and it's not going to be possible except if you think we can do it. So please keep liking the video, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Let the mods keep reminding everybody that's joining to like the video. Though no hardship on the money he will get. Again, yeah, that's the truth. Zaha has scored more goals in the last 2 seasons than Kai and Werner. People are not considering that. Maybe because it's not from some fancy club in Germany and all that, and that's why they're not taking him seriously. DJ says Chelsea are considering an approach of Peterborough's United defender, Ronnie Edwards. Yeah, I saw that too. If it's good enough, I hope we get him. So we get Zaha. We would mount a play. Okay, you're on the panel here, so you talk about that in a bit. And my brother Eric, this is good morning, Kachila. Good morning to you too, my Niger brother. How you did, sir? Tell me, Moku Yan for pigeon. Who know like I'm making go transformer, but bro, I hope say you did well. I know Rodrigo will be mad at me. He'll be saying, what the heck is he talking about? I don't know if he speaks pidgin too, but I have to say hello to my brother who I love so much. And it's a good person.
Transform on your father.
No disrespect. Do you feel disrespected, Rodrigo?
Rodrigo,
No, you can have to teach
you're with his brothers, man. You guy.
No, I'm just kidding. Again, nothing insulting there. I just said something because I saw a fellow Nigerian. I spoke in pidgin English. He understood what I said. I don't mean disrespecting to disrespect anybody. Zaha will be a deadwood in 3 seasons. That's why I said. That's why I said before getting him. That was why my idea was start him off with just a 3-year contract, or even 2-year, and that's why I like the current owners of the club. Actually, we heard that they restructured the salary again. The salary they offer to players, your performance comes into play. If you're not going to earn everything that you're promised until you meet a certain level of performance and all that, which is good. So being deadwood, if you're not performing, if you're not playing enough game, your salary drops. It's as simple as that, and it makes sense. That shows we're dealing with people who are profit focused. And even though they're not allowed to take profit until 10 years, but the time to keep planning for a big profit is now. So I don't know why people think because they're not allowed to take profit in 10 years till it's 10 after 10 years that doesn't mean they'll be planning for profit now. No, they'll be planning for profit now so that it will be huge by the time they're ready to take. Chelsea have made it clear that they would pay the transfer fee for the Yong and would do something for the deferred wages. They don't want to pay the deferred wages in one go, but in bonuses. It makes sense. Everything is business. Plus, we're not willing to make an official bid until we get the green light from the player that he's willing to come to us, which makes a perfect sense to me. Here's where I start the fight with Eric. After all the hype,
How old is
he's saying Zaha is too old.
How old
That's
is
the
Zaha?
problem. Eric, how can you do this to me? After
How
all
old is Zaha?
29 years of age.
He's only
29 years of
29 years old. What are we saying?
29 isn't too old.
What are we saying?
It's-
Too old for how long?
Nah.
So you
No,
want
he's not.
21-year-old?
Now you argue the guy is in his prime.
So what you want
If
to
you want
want
to
a
say it that
younger?
way.
Come on, guys. How much are we going to pay so hard for Chris players? The boy's a flop, mate. The
How
thing
is
is,
he a flop? How is he a flop?
Can you tell me how somebody who scored 14 goals this last season with 3
what's
assists
a
or
flop?
so is flop? How's that a flop?
What's a flop?
Come on, what did he do at Man United when he was at Man United?
He was up
Come
there
on.
for
Well,
one season.
People
At a young
progress.
age. What are you talking about?
Give me a second. Let me tell you this. Chelsea fan. People progress. Don't they? People progress.
He can't progress in.
How would you? Let me ask you. How would you rate? What's his name? Mo Salah, the king of Egypt. How would you rate his performance at Chelsea? Did he do well at Chelsea?
Never got played for Mourinho.
Did he did well at Chelsea? Did he do well? The answer is no.
He did.
No, he didn't.
How would you count it? How many goals?
Because the guy didn't get played, man. Mourinho didn't play so.
Here's my point. People progress. Even if Salah didn't do well at Manchester United, since he's been at Crystal Palace, he's been great for them. And that's why they've refused to let him go. You cannot, I love you, Chelsea fan, I love you, but you cannot convince me that Zaha is a flop.
But coach, come on, man. Look, listen, yeah, all right? He can't handle big clubs, Zaha, yeah?
How do you know he can't handle big clubs? How do you know he can't handle big clubs?
Listen, boy, I love you to be here. I know you're asking about it.
I'm busy, let him finish, then you can come in.
Listen, I love you to bits, yeah. I know you're arguing about this shit, yeah. All right. All other people have disagreements about players, yeah, and people have opinions. Listen, bruv, yeah. If that's the case, we'll keep Callum Hudson-Odoi, mate. That is more better. People say about Timo Werner, yeah.
Nobody's comparing him with Callum Hudson-Odoi.
Yeah,
what I want you to explain, bro, explain to us why you say Zaha is a flop.
Because he gets chances, and he takes him. You know, have you seen him in games? Yeah, when he does one or yes,
You're dibble dabbling. You're dibble dabbling, bro. You're not giving.
Let him finish. Let him finish. IBZ. Explain to us how he's a flop.
When he gets chances in the box, yeah, he takes for ages to get a shot in a goal. That's what he does, man. That's what he does. He stumbles. He stumbles. Okay,
let me ask you this: is Kai Havertz a flop at Chelsea?
No, it's not. And
Zaha is a flop.
And
Zaha scored 14 goals.
At the same age or younger than Kai Havertz was when he joined Manchester United, and he had 1 year.
That's the thing. Are you paying attention now, Chelsea fan? Now, he is the same age. That is, Kai Havertz is at the same age that Zaha was when he was at Manchester United. So you could argue that the same issue Kai Havertz is having at Chelsea now was what he had then. Too much pressure at his age to perform at that level. As too much was expected of a kid. And the truth is, naturally, when so much is expected of you, when in most of the cases, you underperform because what is expected of you is probably most definitely too higher on a higher level than what you can actually deliver. So again, my argument is that you cannot convince me that Zaha is a flop.
Yeah, coach. If it's the case, yeah, right, yeah, he scored 14 goals for Palace, yeah, last season, right. The boy has like one good season, and the next season he has a bad season. The lad, yeah. Man, if you see him play games, he freezes when he's in the box. When he don't score not enough goals. Yeah, he freezes. But last game he played, yeah, right, he took 2 players on, and he had a chance to score, and he took time to try.
Those things happen when you have a player who likes to take opponents on.
But coach, but Kai Havertz is a totally different player. He ain't a false nine, mate. He's literally a cam when he played for Bayer Leverkusen.
So who told you?
Anyway, that's by the way. I think we have to move on from the Zaha topic so we don't slip on it. Again, your thoughts. Let's get your thoughts. IBC, you wanted to say something to. You wanted to respond to what Christian, Chelsea fan said, and I'll bring DJ in to let us know his opinion. On this Zaha argument.
Where I think you're coming from is for the fact that Crystal Palace is playing at Crystal Palace is playing at Wilfred Zaha is playing at Crystal Palace, and you have not seen any significant change to Crystal Palace in which you will feel that Zaha, who is such a good player, is supposed to take Crystal Palace to higher heights than it is right now. So maybe that's where your inkling is coming from, that he's a flop or he can't do it at the big stage. You need to understand Crystal Palace. Why I keep saying Crystal Palace? Zaha scores goals in the Premier League. He takes defenders on in the Premier League. He'll make you look silly in the Premier League. He knows the Premier League. He knows English football. He knows the dynamics. When Crystal Palace played Manchester United a couple seasons ago, not even last season, a couple seasons ago, they played Crystal Palace.
Yeah, come on.
Here's the thing. I think the case is just. I'm just surprised, Chelsea fans. We were going to pay 60 million for Rafinha, who scored again at almost the same goal as Zaha this past season.
Rafinha's better player.
No, because he's Brazilian. It's as simple as that. What makes him a better player? Because he played at Barcelona now.
No, it's not because he's at Barcelona now.
All right, let's bring DJ in. DJ, let us know your thoughts on this argument regarding Zaha. Let's move on from it.
No, listen, I'm big up to everyone. Look, I've got nothing against Zaha coming to Chelsea. We can bring him in. I don't think he's a bad player. I think he could come in and do a job for us. I think he's proved. I think he has proved over the years at Crystal Palace that when he has been given opportunities to do well, he'll do it. I know he had a flop season at Manchester United when he was there. People were saying then, and I think that's probably where Chelsea fan is coming into because of the fact that of his one season he had at Manchester United where he wasn't that great at all there. And I think when he moved back to Crystal Palace, he obviously became that better player again. No, I've got no qualms about him. I think he can come in and do a job for us. But then you ask yourself, who does he come and replace? Is he just going to come into the squad, or is he actually coming to replace a particular player? Because if you guys are telling me about him and Callum Hudson-Odoi, for example, I'd keep Cho over him any day, and only because I think Cho. Thank you.
Nobody's saying change them. No. So Christian, stop saying. Chelsea fans, stop saying thank you. DJ isn't here. DJ hasn't said he agrees with you. So
but guys, listen. I said he's a flop.
calm down, bro. Calm down. Let DJ finish. Let DJ finish.
No, Chelsea. I'll say one thing. Zaha's not a flop, mate. That's the one thing I will say. He's not a flop. I think he can come and do a job at Chelsea as well.
I would be saying thank you, Knife. If I was Chelsea fan.
Okay. All right, DJ.
Go ahead, DJ.
We'll see what he
Go
does
ahead, DJ.
if we get him. All right. I know. I'll go to you guys to say, oh yeah, the Chelsea fan was right. Well, if we get him,
yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Again, the fact is, it's all speculations right now. There's no way to confirm whether the club's interest in the player is true. But DJ, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say to a Chelsea fan, look, bro, all I'm basically saying, mate, is he comes in for some squad depth because I think we're going to need it, you know. And if he can come in and do a job for us that certain maybe players that cannot do, I mean, you know, he's there. At least he's there to give us those numbers. And if he can come in and look, to have a player like Zaha on your team is not a bad thing because a guy can score goals. He you know, he can also get. I mean, people can say he's got. He can also get when needed. But he can take on his man. He can get penalties as well. I'm not saying he'll dive all over because he doesn't dive. Before people come saying he dives, he doesn't dive. He truly does go into when he's got the ball. He'll do a better job than what Mr. Vernon would have done for us. And I think in that kind of like way, I think he would be a good player. I mean, the one player I was talking about is what I've just put in my comments there. The guy that signed for Wolves yesterday. I don't understand why Chelsea did not look into this guy. I mean, what a player
Who's that?
Guedes from Valencia.
Yeah.
I don't understand why we did not look into this kid at all, mate. What a player he is. I reckon he would have come to Chelsea and done well as well.
Yeah.
But I don't know why we never looked at him.
Let's talk one by one, so we're not interrupting each other. It can be irritating. Sorry, Christian, Chelsea fan. I'll let you speak about the player in a bit. Go ahead, DJ.
Yeah, listen, I'm not. This is not being the Portuguese bias because he's a Portuguese player and I'm obviously Portuguese. It's more the fact that he's a top-notch player. I think when I saw him come through,
you're not biased. Yeah, I know.
No, he came through and then he got that move to PSG, and it completely failed in PSG before Valencia took him. And I think he's done really, really, really well. And I think he's been looking for a bigger club since then. And I'm just surprised no other club has taken a punt on this guy. You know, he is a notch player. I mean, for the Portuguese national team, he's a really good player as well when he plays. And I think had he come to Chelsea, I think he'd have made a difference into our team. I really do.
And he's young.
He's 25. 25.
Yeah, 25 years of age. 25 years of age. The boy is quality, mate. He's, I'll tell you, the Wolves has done a good deal what they've just bought for that player. I don't, like you say, DJ, yeah. We should have looked up into him. I don't get why we didn't. Because Liverpool did. Liverpool wanted him. I think Man United looked at him. And a couple of Real Madrid. Yeah, looked at last year. Real Madrid wanted him. But then, because the Real Madrid didn't want him because they've got the Vinicius Juniors and all that lot.
Yeah.
We should have got him. He would have been much better than Zaha.
Here's the thing. I think one thing we can all agree. One thing we can all agree is this. No matter how good a player is, there's still a manager that will tell you this player will not work for me. So I do believe that Thomas Tuchel, he has other priorities. He has other priorities. Again, his priority isn't to get the player in question, but we don't know why if he doesn't want the player. Yeah, exactly. There's always a surprise. The question, okay, why didn't we sign this player? Because look how good he is. If the manager doesn't want him, we'll move on from the player. I guess sometimes you look back, you regret it. Sometimes you look back, you say, well, glad we didn't sign him. Again, we have other priorities. We have other players the manager wants to bring in. As much as the player you guys talked about right now is good. So again, I'm going to keep to the very, very, very bottom.
Sorry again, guys, for
yeah.
That. Sorry again, guys. Don't worry about the point I was making. I think we'll just agree to disagree on that one. Hopefully,
we're all like we know. We're just having fun. We're just having fun.
I see. Hey, bro, listen, I see where your point coming with Zaha.
I hope he changes your mind. That's all I'm saying. When he comes,
it doesn't sound like he will change his mind.
But who would honest truth, yeah, like Zaha, yeah. He's a good player. He's a good player, right? In my eyes, he's a good player. But he ain't good enough. He's a good player, but he ain't good enough to score goals. Yeah, he's not. Honest true, coach. Yeah, all right. Listen, yeah.
You don't think with quality players around him, you don't think that more better?
What do you think? Okay. Right. Zaha, yeah, the quality around players, yeah, might as well, yeah. But the thing is, I've seen what it was like at Man United, mate. He can't adapt to bigger clubs.
United, that was in 2013.
Yeah, but still, it feels it was world class. It was world class. It was world class then when he was
He
at
wasn't. He was a good prospect. He was still a bit
He wasn't.
raw.
No, he was
All
good.
right, all right. Let's move on. Let's move on from it. Let's move on from it. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. All right, guys.
Where's he going to replace it now?
All right, let's move on, please. Please, thank you again. I think it's been a brilliant debate regarding Zaha. But again, here's this comment here that says, Kuchila, does all these opinions make any difference with what Tuchel wants? Absolutely not. Nope, nada. It doesn't. No matter how we argue about the player, we're just talking about it because we're being linked to him. We're trying to make sense of it, and that's where this debate's coming. And the debate is enjoyable. And without a counter debate like we're hearing from a Chelsea fan, we don't want you to just suck up everything we're saying. But I'm asking the fans, I'm asking those in the chat, and the question is, would you like Chelsea to sign Zaha? 67% thinks yes. I'm going to leave it for a while so we have more sample size. So it's not just like, because they win. We have more people there saying what they think. But that's, by the way, in advance, I have to apologize. I will skip to the very bottom because we're about to switch topic. By the way, I want to say hello to Kimso. All the midfielders we have are not CDMs. Who knows? Maybe Thomas Tuchel doesn't want a CDM because it doesn't sound like we want one. Bissouma was available. Sangare was available. We didn't go for him. If we're serious about Chomeni, I think we'd have gotten him. But it doesn't look like we want one. So apologies in advance. I'm going to scroll to the very bottom. And if I haven't said hello to you and I skip your comment, I apologize. Great online skill says, I still wish we get a CR7. I have my reservation on that one. And Michael Gabriel, what does he say? He says, for me, I didn't want Chelsea to sign Aubameyang. That's your argument. So again, I'm going to go to the very bottom. Apologies to everybody. Again, I will try to get your subsequent contributions. But the truth is the chat is on fire. It's not easy to catch up. So again, we have 230 people watching and we have 128 likes. If you haven't, keep liking the video. We're shooting for 400 likes today and we cannot get there except if you keep liking the video. Please keep liking the video. Help us to get there. I'm going to come back to the panel. And DJ, I will start with you. Where are we with the pursuit of this brother right here? I'm hearing now that PSG they've shown interest in the player.
Yeah, that's right. Yesterday, news came out yesterday that that Chelsea apparently are 10 million short of value for Fofana, from what I heard yesterday and from what I've read around. If that 10 million is met, then obviously Leicester would consider it, and Chelsea may end up getting him. But yet PSG are now obviously watching the situation. They've now put themselves in the picture for him as well. But his preference is...
And you think PSG will be spending that much money on a player? The last player they got from Leipzig, he plays on the right-hand side too, isn't he?
Yeah, it's true. And the thing of all this, his preference is to stay in the Prem and join Chelsea. That's what he wants to do. So even
but making sense of it. What was that player name?
Which one? The one who
Mukwera. He plays on the right-hand side, right?
Yeah.
Same position as Fofana. So I think that room doesn't really make sense. But go ahead with what you're saying, brother.
Yeah, I was just saying, I mean, what I think it's just PSG just trying to put their names in the hat for a player they don't really need. And I don't think, and I said, his preference is to stay in the Premiership and go Chelsea anyway if he was to move. So I think Chelsea are his likely destination should he move. And I think if we get that deal done, if Chelsea do put in that serious money in for him, I think he'll join us.
He's fighting to come to Chelsea. He's fighting to come to Chelsea because if you see Coach, when he plays,
let's take it one by one. I'll get to you in a bit, Chelsea fan. Calm down, bro. And you haven't told me what should I keep calling you, Chelsea fan? You haven't said any name.
No, you can choose. Just call me Daniel. Just my name's Daniel, isn't it, Coach?
Okay, exactly. That makes it easier, Daniel. Thank you very much, bro. Ty, coming to you again. I hope you're better, bro. First of all.
Yeah.
Oh, nice to hear again. Nice to hear that you're better.
What
so now
happened,
the
Ty?
first.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I was ill Friday and I had to do some blood tests yesterday.
All good,
Get
yeah.
well soon, though. Get well soon.
Yeah, well, I have to wait for results.
All the best time, man. All the best time.
All the best. And if you're in the chat, take a second to
better,
say that, let Ty know we love him, that he will be all right, and he's strong already. So Ty, go ahead. Your thoughts on the Fofana situation?
Yeah, this is a ongoing situation that you always have to wonder, when will it end? When is it going to be a case where, because I remember when we were laughing about it, or rather you were laughing when there was this report saying that Chelsea are willing to pay the 85 million price tag, but we'll try to get
start with 60.
Yeah, which to me makes no sense, because if you're
It doesn't make any sort of sense, which means, go ahead.
Yeah, so in that sense, I mean, there's no way if they're gonna go with something less. I mean, Leicester City will have representatives, they'll have people on the board that use Twitter. They will look at the little information being shared. Ben Jacobs has connections to the club because he's a Leicester City fan. I mean, although he can be reliable with Chelsea news, he's also connected to Leicester. So if they're going to be seeing him say things like that, we don't know if he's even telling them information as well. Because if he has sources on both sides, then things can happen. So I guess if them they could also see the fact that there's reports saying that Chelsea are willing to pay the 85 million. So that in itself gives up any chance at the moment of getting him cheaper. Because if it's a case where the reports are saying we're 10 million off the price tag, or 10 million off what could possibly be accepted, then in itself there's no chance. The chance will slowly drift away, because I mean, Leicester City are gonna stick with that price tag. So for me, this thing is something that, I mean, is either we pay the amount, whether or not I agree with it. The only way I see this ending as quick as possible is if we pay the asked price, which I'm hearing is that something that could be looked at in the next 48 hours. I don't know how true that is, and I'm also seeing things that Fofana may put in a transfer request. So it's all over the place. This is a complete different saga. And for me, I was saying this, we're doing this, and I mean, whether or not people think that the price tag is ideal, if the manager wants the player and if Todd Boehly wants to back him in that sense, then the action that will follow, whether or not it's panicky, whether or not it's desperation, if they pay the amount, they end it right there and the player becomes a Chelsea player. But for me, I think this is a situation where it's getting drawn out longer than it should be going on for, because we need to get other players in other positions. Yes, the defense is important, but I mean, and you use this joke as well. Are we going to be building 11 with defenders? Because we need attackers. Our attack is still not good. And I mean, yeah, it's good to have a good defense, and you start from the defense. But at the same time, there's no point of you having a house, but you don't have a roof. So it's because rain will fall and the inside of the house will be wet. So you need a roof. So you can have the walls up, but you also need to build the roof so that the house is enclosed. So for me, this defensive thing, yeah, we need defenders, but at the same time, the best way to defend is by attacking. And if your attack cannot do the job, then what can you do? It doesn't matter how many defenders you have. You can't win the game without scoring. And you can't be relying on your defenders or your midfielders to win your games. And right now, we can't rely on the midfield because the midfield don't score goals as much as we'd like it. So, to me, this situation has been drawn off for nearly 2 weeks now. And I mean, if we want the player, then you do what needs to be done, or you try to find a compromise. There's no point in you going back and forth. If you want the player, you do what you can do. If it's not possible, then you move on. There's not one centre back in the world. And as much as I think Wesley Fofana is a good player, for me, the price tag is not ideal, especially for a player that is still getting back into the groove of playing football. So that is a situation where I think it could be easily resolved. and it needs to be resolved quickly because we're in the final month of the transfer window, and we need to sort out other positions. The defense is not the only position that needs fixing, or addition, or competition, or whatever you want to say.
Ty sounds like me when we're discussing this Kunde situation. Ty sounds like me right now. Why are we wasting? But he sounds a bit more chilled. Why are we wasting our time? We have no time. Go and get. Is it the only centre back in the world?
Oh, yeah, I knew you were going to say that.
Look at IBZ making fun of himself. I
knew IBC was going to say something because when I the point particular is when I said that there's not only one defender. That
is it the only one? It's true. It's true.
Yeah, coach.
Yeah, but sorry.
Let's say one by one. IBC is speaking.
Yeah,
IBC, go ahead.
Just to add to what Ty said, you're right. You're not wrong. What you said is all right. But is it not? Should we just not? We are like I've actually come to maybe the media has kind of made me see more understanding with the way they've been jumping on this Todd Boehly's hands-on approach, and because he's new, he's doing well. Maybe we should give him the benefit of the doubt that because he hasn't got the people in place to get these deals very quickly with more of a statement or a narrative of where it's going, maybe because of the fact he hasn't got, we should give him the benefit of the doubt and, maybe understand that this is why it's taking longer than it's supposed to, always all over the place. What do you think? Do you think we should just give Todd the benefit of the doubt? We're going to understand that these deals are going to be taking long,
Here's the thing. I think we should give him the benefit of the doubt. Even beyond that, I think he's shown he's willing to back the manager and is not afraid to splash the cash to get in the players we want. Because, again, that's the only option we have. We are going to panic buy. It wasn't by accident. It wasn't by design. Circumstances forced us to. And he understands that. And again, we're lucky that because they're new owners, they're allowed to spend it to a certain measure without actually getting into trouble. I'm not sure the numbers and all that. I think Todd has done quite well. There are things you and I agree. IBC, I know we've spoken about that on occasion, that he shouldn't have done, that he did, but still, it just looks like it's still looking like he knows exactly what he's doing, and we're not done.
I can't even complain for too long. I could just watch. How long would I complain? Nothing will change. So let me just watch. I've accepted whatever. I've accepted my personal Ibrahim's prediction and where I will finish, and obviously people will differ. So for my peace of mind, I'm not gonna allow these things. Except that it made our position in the league may not be where I want it to be, but I'll accept that this guy still has the commitment to do what he's intentions to do. Obviously, like you said, innit, you letting go of certain individuals wasn't maybe the right choice, but hey.
You and I specifically didn't like that.
Yeah, but I didn't like it, but your guy also do as you're doing, innit? So you are doing, innit? And since I'm seeing players come in, I'm hearing more players are coming, I'm hearing you're spending, I'm hearing you're phoning, I see that you're trying, innit? So last, you don't cast. Move.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you easily switch from being a Nigerian to being a real Brit. But that's, by the way. Again, if you haven't liked the video, 140 likes, and we still have 195 people watching. We're shooting for 400 likes today. So if you're a mod, keep reminding those in the chat to keep liking the video, guys. Please keep liking the video. We've broken the record. We've done 300 on 2 occasions within a few days. We want to get it to 400 today, but it's up to you. Chelsea fan, Daniel, I will come to you in a bit. Let me catch up with the chat. Says Fofana got minutes and it's now 85 million. Maybe, yeah, because they wanted to show you he's good. If the argument has always been, we're not sure how he's going to play because he's just returned from injury, I think that game he played showed you he's fine. Again, that's, by the way, that's a delicious comment, by the way. 0 cents, he says. Chom, I'll talk to you later, and I hope you enjoy your day at work. Ronaldo has the same position like Sterling, so stop asking for CR7. He will change nothing. I don't think he will. Plus, like I've argued before, we still have a serious problem that if we don't solve, even if we have Lewandowski, Ronaldo, and again, who else? Messi in the team, they still find it hard. Let me just remove Messi because Messi is more of a creator in most cases. Those guys will still struggle because we still have a serious problem that it doesn't look like a lot of people talking about it enough. We have an issue with defend as a unit, but once we get to the final third, 99.9% of the time, everybody wants to be a hero, wants to shoot. A prime example being Kai Havertz. When Pickford made a mistake, he got the ball on the left-hand side, coming towards the post. Pick up your teammate. You don't have to even come that close with the ball. Pick up your teammate, and then he will be facing an open goal, and he will score. And Kai probably tried to score. And that was when the guy that put in the tackle got injured. That's the biggest issue that we're not talking about enough. Even if we're a bit less selfish, honestly, we wouldn't be complaining about us not scoring too many goals. And that's what's the big difference between us, Manchester City. Let me say just Manchester City, because Manchester City in the final third, in the 6-yard box, 18-yard box, they always look for the best positioned player. And that's why in most cases, they put away their chances. They're not like us. Even if you see somebody making a run, you still try to shoot. We haven't solved that problem. So even if we have Lewandowski in our team, he still struggle. So, but that's by the way, let me try and catch up with what we have in the chat here. People saying hello to Charlie Colwell. Sorry?
That's why Sterling is like that.
Yeah, but he's not getting those in return. When he makes a run, he's not getting the passes in return.
He makes passes and then he runs into position so people can find him, but they don't find him because they're not like that. It's only Havertz too. You have people like Pulisic sometimes, Mount taking shot from outside the box, which is fine, but there's a good time and a bad time to do that.
I'm worried.
That hasn't changed. And surprisingly, we're not talking about it enough. Rodrigo, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I said I'm worried about, because Sterling does a lot of those selfless runs. I'm worried that soon he's also gonna stop doing them and be part of these attackers.
That's a concern. That is a concern.
He's gonna lose the good behavior he picked up on the bench.
You get adapted to the ones you're with, and you're not gonna make them runs again. But hopefully, like them man, they just don't give in, and their instincts are what the managers work on in it, because those instincts are what are the killer. If Jorginho had found that pass, who knows what would have happened? I'm not saying he should have, or but who knows? Like, why don't be a maverick and just attempt it? But it's whatever.
We don't do the passes like that. Look at Brighton against Man United. Look at the balls Steph did against Brighton. And then Brighton did against Man United. That's what we need.
Top of the chat. And again, thank you people for 149 likes. We're closing. Okay, we're closing to 200. Let's try and get it to 300 at least today, but the target is 400. Keep liking the video, guys. Also, do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Louis Rivera says, why the hell didn't we pay 85 million for Delete? We talked about him quite a lot on here, but it turns out maybe he isn't, maybe not really the club's priority. And maybe we're looking at we've been looking at other options we think will be better suited to the manager's project or something like that. And again, we heard something that he preferred joining Bayern. So maybe again, as you've seen, we've added that to the way we look for players. We don't want to waste that time looking at the player and then find out that player doesn't want to come to us, which is why you could argue the club right now are waiting to get the green light from the Young before, we start telling Barca, okay, we want this guy, and here's our first, here's our offer, so to speak. I like that better than waste our whole time. And then when the player says, I prefer staying, and I'm so concerned that we may well be Dembele in this case, because he's sounding like he wants to say. Sometimes part of me says he means it, part of me says he just says he wants to stay because they owe him money. But maybe that's a chance. The treatment he got during the presentation of their players, he may well decide to leave. They booed him, they booed the other player. Some section of the fan base booed him and all that. But that's why the way we need Fofana, Aubameyang, and De Jong to compete with City and Liverpool. That's your opinion. If that's what the manager wants, we'll see it happen. If not, it's not going to happen. Zaha will be a very good choice for Chelsea. He is a versatile player that can play in many positions on the pitch. False 9, a winger, number 10. Again, you can add to that number, but that's a very good argument right there. He's a versatile player, and Tuchel is deciding. So don't know why people are talking about scouts. The Catarelli, it's no secret having played UEFA Champions League. Here's the thing again. Tuchel is decided, but the scout still comes into play. It's not Tuchel pointing he wants this player and they just go and get it. The scout will still look at that player. But there's always a chance that the player he says he wants fits the bill, fits the project or the Chelsea project. If not, they'd have you could say a debate on whether to forget that player for one reason or the other. We're really going all out for Fofana. Is he really worth even more than 70 million? The situation we find ourselves in right now, I think Declan was the person that's always preached that a while ago, even before he got to this level. We're going to have to overpay for players, and it's happening. Circumstances has forced us to do so, and we'll see even more of that. It depends on the player we're going for. Club were desperate, and clubs know we're desperate. And in the case of Fofana, he's contracted to Leicester City until 2027, so that compounds the whole situation. So, but that's, by the way, again, I think it's worth it. Yes. That name of 18 million for a player with zero international ICL. Again, what does that stand for? I'm not sure. Again, let me see again. I'm going to scroll to the very bottom here. Joker always yelling Ronaldo. Joker, what have you seen in Ronaldo? Again, people were shooting for 400 likes, and it's not going to be possible without you. So keep liking the video to help us reach that number. Timo swap Sesko. Nope, Sesko is gone. Sesko will leave Salzburg to Leipzig. Is that the case? Did I mix it up? Am I correct?
I'm so heartbroken. So basically, my boy Benjamin Sesko is going to link up with Timo next season. Next season.
Yeah, next season.
Kill it.
The truth is, they never wanted to sell him.
Timo's gonna go this year. He's gonna have his medical today. I saw him taking pictures with the fans yesterday. He's landed. He's gonna sign it. He's gonna be there this year, do his thing. Then Sesko's gonna come and take his shine, and then two are gonna kill it for Leipzig. So Sesko is off. The
truth is that they're never gonna sell Sesko. They never wanted to.
Sad. In fact, I am very, very sad.
Yeah.
I'm so sad.
That's what English clubs don't do, but German clubs do that, and Spanish clubs do that. They'd rather, in some cases, they sell with the teams within the league. But that's by the way,
it helps. It helps his development. It really, really helps his development. Just stay with Salzburg, then go to Leipzig, the sister company. Do your thing. I wish him the best. I hope he reaches heights like Haaland, because I believe he has that ability. And, I hope that we'll be screaming his name in a few years, linked to him again, man. But yeah, big up Benjamin Sesko. If bro start firing on all cylinders, would you still be calling for him? Then bro, I will start firing on all cylinders. But I like Benjamin.
Hey guys, you got to understand it'd be a good thing for Sesko to stay at IFB Leipzig for the year with Timo Werner. Because when Timo Werner is in place, Timo Werner could talk to Sesko saying join Chelsea. That's the whole plan that's going to be. He's going to say to Sesko, join Chelsea, man. And then in a few years, we'll have him in at Stamford Bridge.
All right, let me catch up with the chat again. Here, Kimso asked, when is the last time a Chelsea striker scored a hat-trick? I think Morata was the last one. No. Abraham did.
Giroud, he scored 4 goals.
Giroud in the Champions League. Yeah, Giroud was the last person.
Didn't Werner score a hat-trick? Werner score a hat-trick?
No, he scored 2 goals.
Oh, 2 goals.
He never.
That was against Southampton. Against Southampton, how many goals did he score?
2.
Oh, he scored a hat-trick mix. A hat-trick mix. The crossbar, left bar, right bar.
But
those were
it was those goals against Southampton, that I was like, yes, we have a
I think he had a lot of space to enjoy that day. That's probably the reason. So let me please catch up with the chat. Don't compare Colwell to Fofana. Colwell hasn't touched the Premier League yet, and people are I wouldn't compare him to Fofana. It's not Pulisic's season. It's been a long time since he's been in Chelsea playing like that. Just borrow it again. I think I'm gonna scroll to the bottom. Let me see if there's anything to read here. This more like conversations between people in the chat. Imagine a C in Stamford Bridge. I will love him again. See what's this one again? Fofana has proven his class. Sorry?
I think I was meant to say Sue.
Oh, okay.
Ronaldo, Sue.
Oh, Sue. Okay. Giroud was obviously the last to bag an assist or hat trick.
When did he score a hat trick?
Okay. Pete, sorry, what was the question, Ty?
Somebody's saying Havertz scored a hat trick. When did he score a hat trick recently? Because
he's talking about the Carling Cup. His first.
That was a nick. Yeah, I think he did in a cup game.
That was before the Sevilla game, though. That was against Barnsley. I remember that he scored 3 goals against Barnsley.
No, it was Barnsley. It was a Carling Cup game. Yeah.
Okay. People are talking about attack without realizing Thiago is 38. So basically, we'll only have one CB and Koulibaly. Get Fofana, Mitrovic, and Milankovic. He's what 15 million a year. We'll see again. I have to scroll to the very bottom again. Switching, going back and forth. Multiple topics. It can be exhausting. Please bear with me.
That guy said Milankovic.
Yeah.
Is he talking about Fiorentina centre back?
Milankovic.
No, Milankovic says Savic. It's a CDM.
Oh, is he talking about the CDM?
The CDM. Yeah. The CDM one.
Okay, because there's a
larger player.
There's a centre back. I think it's
Man United to link up with him now.
We'll see what happens. I know we're so busy in the market. So again, IBZ, have you talked about the Fofana situation? I know Ty have talked about it.
Yeah, I've just I think I agreed with Ty there, man. If we're gonna do it now, do it ASAP. Obviously, it is what it is of our situation, so we're just gonna have to watch it and unfold. £70 million is probably the highest I'll go. Because obviously, any more will be Leicester pulling our money. I don't know. It's a hard one for me, but if I don't want it to drag, then we're gonna pay 80 million. That would be really, really annoying. So if we're gonna pay the 80 million, pay it now. Pay it now at one.
It's looking like why stretch the process?
Yeah, I mean, so because we haven't got time. Tottenham are gonna score 5 goals against us if we're not careful, and we need to do things ASAP. But yeah, I won't mind Fofana. I won't mind Fofana at all. He's young, he's developed, and he's quick, and he's permanently proven. His injury, I don't worry about. That can always be that's not really a concern. So yeah, get it done. Like Ty said, what are we waiting for? If not, we look for other targets. There's a guy from Fiorentina. That's why I thought one of your comments said Milankovic, the CB, plays for Fiorentina. I don't know why are we gone out for him as well. Or Luis Felipe, who plays for Lazio. You know, these centre backs. Anyway, what do I know in it? I'm not.
No, we have Savic and Milinkovic. That one is a midfielder.
Savic, not the CBM Milinkovic.
Savic. That's a central defender. Yeah, I don't know that one. I have to be honest.
Called Milinkovic. Yeah, he plays. I think he plays for Fiorentina. I forgot his nationality. And there is another centre back who plays for Lazio. His name is Luis Felipe. These are centre backs I'm mentioning. These are alternatives that we could go for as opposed to going for these high-profile targets. I mean, these guys are very good and they're hungry. Obviously, people will argue of their numbers or what have you, but like I've seen these guys play. I know their stats and I know that they're good enough. But obviously, would they be looked into? No. Obviously, everyone's going for Fofana and we're going to waste our time. But it is what it is. So I hope, like I said, we get it done.
Gimenez. We should get Gimenez from Atletico Madrid.
You know, things like that. You know, let's get things done. Let's not waste on one. If we're going to be wasting our time on Fofana, we should be looking at other centre backs just in case. We can't be just, But it is what it is. I guess we just move, and I hope we do get him, like Ty said. But again, if he's not going to come now and it's looking long, let's cut it down. Let's move on. Let's quickly get other targets in place ASAP.
Yeah, Rodrigo,
Fofana-
your thoughts on the pursuit of Fofana, please. I will bring in Chelsea fan in it, but Daniel in a bit.
Yeah, Fofana is a very very good player. Now it looks like if 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 Todd Boehly and Co are willing to go up to 80 million, because you need to think about this. Maybe if we sign him now on the market, we don't have to go out and we in the market. Maybe we're only gonna sign. We're not gonna go in and splash a lot of cash. So I'm happy for him to sign if he's gonna if they have the facilities, spend 300 million now, because I know in 2 or 3 years' time, we're gonna see they only spent 50 million here, 30 million there, because by then we'll have a strong squad. So if they have the money, and don't waste our time. If Leicester have said 80 million pound is the asking price, and we have the 80 million pound, let's go and do it. There's no point dilly dally around, and the transfer window is about to run out. If you're not willing to meet their valuation, then move on. But I want us to spend the money now
No,
because
but it doesn't look like we want to move on. It looks like we want to meet
yeah,
their
exactly.
valuation. That's how I see it.
Yeah, I'm saying we need to spend the money now, because I know for a fact in
Need the
2 to
money.
3 years
Need the
time,
money.
yeah, in 2 to 3 years time, Chelsea are not gonna be spending big in a transfer window. We're gonna have a POF, we're gonna have a strategy, maybe we're gonna be pinching players for lesser money. So let's just splash our cash now, because we can do it. Let's just do it, and then who cares? In a
Like,
2 years
just
time,
splash the money in it, Rodrigo. Just
yeah,
splash
man.
it in it. Like, forget what Roman Abramovich smashed it when he came. Todd Boehly will
Yeah, top quality.
smash it as well. That
Open the
fada.
wallet.
Let them
Yeah.
know.
For Phineas trying to push to get to Chelsea, man. That's just what I'm trying.
Yeah, let's let Rodrigo is still speaking.
Yeah, let's just open the wallet and spend. If it means we go up to 300 million in this transfer window, so let's do it. Because I know next summer we won't have to spend another 300 million, because we'll have a young Frenkie de Jong if he comes, a young Fofana, Coquerel is already there, and then in the next transfer window, what are you looking at? You're probably looking at someone to compete with Rhys James. You're probably looking at an up and coming young striker or a young forward. You know what I mean? You don't have to spend this big money. But right now, yes, do it. Let's go to Leicester. Give him 80 million then, if that's what it takes to sign him. I don't care.
Yeah,
Did you say
again, your
Young De Jong?
thoughts. Sorry.
So
Did you say a Young De Jong?
no, he's 25 years old, isn't he?
25. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's not that old.
Who's 25?
I thought he was 27.
Oh no, he's not that old. He's 25. He's still young. You could say 5 more years before. Again, 4 more years before you start talking about how old he is. So again, that's not really a concern for me.
In football,
He just turned 25. He just turned 25, John.
Sorry, Ty, what were you saying?
I was saying that in football, 25 is not the same as somebody else. Because you have 3 years before you hit your prime, and in 3 years, that is his prime. That's when his prime years begin.
Yeah, I see that. Daniel, your thoughts?
Fofana wants to move to Chelsea. I was just trying to explain to you, Coach Jerry. On Saturday when they played against Brentford, Fofana wasn't happy, but he stormed down the tunnel at Leicester. He's pushing to come to Chelsea, but Leicester's trying to greed for him a bit more.
Hey, go ahead.
10 million add-on share. They try to push share. If Todd Boehly could just put that through, man, let him come to Chelsea. It's a dream. It's a dream that he'd be at Chelsea, man. The other thing, what is with Todd Boehly, he's doing so many different things on different players. What he's trying to get, Frenkie de Jong at Chelsea. He's trying to get Fofana. He's trying his best to sign all these players and get these players. Because Thomas Tuchel, for a minute, ain't happy with the Chelsea lineup. But like I said, look, for the potential, we need more adapting, like in the midfield and false line and all that lot. we're so trying our best. But Fofana, the way he was on Saturday's game, he weren't happy. He wants to leave. He's begging Leicester City. He's saying to Leicester City, please sell me to Chelsea. Please sell me to. He wants to come to Chelsea. With this PSG nonsense come through rumours that they want Fofana. They've got about 5 centre backs like at PSG. They've got Mbappe is staying at PSG now. They've got Marquinhos. They've got flipping Sergio Ramos. They've got flipping the new guy who just did the sport that what is his bloody name? They've got him. They've got another centre back. Why would they want 6 centre backs? It doesn't make sense. Alright? Fofana is in his mind. He wants Chelsea. He wants to be in a city. He wants Champions League.
Here's the thing, Daniel. You did something that I want to say. Maybe I should start calling you the prophet. The question I want to ask you about Fofana now: do you think it come to Chelsea?
Yeah, he will. He will. He wants Chelsea.
You think we will eventually sign the player?
Of course we will. Of course we will. He'll be with us. Just give it time. Give it a couple of days. He'll be signing for us.
We don't have.
He wants Chelsea. Yeah, we've got 2.5 weeks.
We don't have a couple
2.5 weeks.
We don't know. We're linked with other players, and there's no certainty that we can get those players done in one day.
Yeah, we've got 2.5 weeks transfer. On deadline day, right? Like I was trying to explain to you, Todd Boehly he's doing all the transfers. The thing he hasn't got Mourinho no more. He hasn't got Peter Cech. He's doing everything he can to get his players. He's going on his own in jets to speak to the chairmen at different clubs. You need time to that. He's trying his best to get these players in. Thomas Tuchel, wants these players. If Thomas Tuchel wants these players, Fofana is definitely. Fofana wants Chelsea no matter what. He weren't happy on Saturday, and he's put on his on Twitter. He wants to leave Leicester this season to go to a Champions League, and he wants Chelsea. That's what he wants.
All right, thank you for that update. I believe you said Azpilicueta wasn't going to leave, and he didn't leave. So let's see what happens with this one. I'm going to catch up with the chat quickly. I will read an update from Pice, and then we'll move on to the next topic we have lined up. Says Fofana wasn't in the list, and now he is worth 85 million. What work with your academy players? Yeah, thank you. I get that. And 24 goals in 70 games is not that bad. I'm not sure who you're talking about, so I'm going to skip to a very people here. And I haven't said hello to Dre. Anyway, the spot says Fofana, the Young, and CR7 next. Let's have it right. I don't think we're going to sign CR7. We've heard the manager don't want him. We've been told that the club it's not going to sign any player that the manager doesn't want. It's as simple as that. Again, and I wouldn't want to see that happen. I have my reservations about CR7 joining Chelsea Football Club. Again, we're shooting for 400 likes, and we're just at 165 likes. We still have 216 people watching. If you haven't, please do take a second to like the video, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. If anybody asks you to pay, tell them Jos Viola, Kim So, Liam Lane, and Lee had already paid for you. It's free. It doesn't cost much. And the vote, which asks the poll, which asks should Chelsea sign Zaha, 64% thinks yes and 36 says no. And that vote has 253 participants. If you've taken a second to participate in the poll, it doesn't take anything. It doesn't take 2 seconds to like the stream. Please do like the stream to help us reach more people. You're right, brother. We have to solve the problem that we have in the front line. They all want to score and never look for the one in good position to do it. The most selfish one, it's Havertz. Again, I think he's not the most selfish. The most selfish for me, I'm not just going to be controversial. And let me just move on. Colwell over Fofana for me, but we got rid of that. Who?
Say it.
I was going to say Mount. Yeah, he's the most selfish for me. Honestly, I was going to say that.
What's it about?
Anything less than the cup this season will be a disappointment. Let me catch up, please. I'll come back to the panel. Anything less than the cup this season will be a disappointment. For final will be also, but the price is too outrageous. We cannot do better than that. If we really want the players, if we really want to get in the players that would do a good job for us, we have to pay the money and we have to overpay. That's where we found ourselves in, and clubs know we're desperate. Chelsea getting in defenders is good, but if they don't bring in better attackers, better midfielders to create the chances, creative midfielders, we're going to keep us struggling. Okay, in it. Okay, I'm going to sound like IBZ there. Panic mode again. Again, it's not by design, but circumstances forced us into that angle. I'd rather remove my kneecaps and use them as frisbees than pay it. Again, that's you. If we really want to compete, the club has to do that. And this is a time for the new owners to make a statement. This is just more like how Abramovich spent when he bought the club. He spent quite a lot. Tuchel wants 2 more CBs of Fofana and Nikola Milenkovic for 15 million would be ideal. Does he want the player? Does he rate the player in question? I don't know. We'll see. Boehly is not doing the transfer alone. Igali has been involved for 3-4 weeks now. Yeah, we know that, but mainly, Boehly is the front man. So that's why every now and then he's the guy that's been mentioned. Glenn says there will be a new name today or so. I've heard completely random. Glenn, are you serious? Are you playing? Let us know. Coach, I need an interview for the panel. Just reach out to me via Twitter, bro. You're always welcome. You've been, a big supporter of the channel. Reach out through Twitter. You don't need an interview. I've seen your contributions. I think it will make the conversation interesting if you're on the panel. Fofana and Ronnie Edwards, then with Silva, Koulibaly, Chalobah, and Caldwell coming back next season. We're sorted. Let's talk now. It's Kami, I love you, bro. But let's talk about now and not tomorrow. Leicester will sell Fofana at the end of the month after Leicester have played 4 games. That may well be the case. We don't know. We need to prioritize the striker for sure. Not Morata. No, not even Morata. And it's never going to happen. And the player himself, no matter how much you're willing to pay him, will never come back to Chelsea Football Club. Good day, guys. Again, Usman Ishak says, we should pay the Young fee and forget Fofana. We can look somewhere else. The club, it doesn't look like we're going to forget him. That says the truth. Tuchel wanted to keep Aspi and Chalobah and Silva. He asked for 3 more center halves equals 6, maybe 2 per position. Again, if you want to see it that way, I think it makes sense to a certain measure. But that's, by the way, I says, I want to fight the panel one by one. Yeah, I get it. I'm going to scroll to the very Kuchila. Mount is the world's best, so they don't see him as selfish. Yeah, that's the truth. Again, he's selfish, but that doesn't mean he's not a good player. What do we see here? You're correct, Kuchila. Mount is even... I'm not going to add the first word you said there. Selfish alone is enough for me. I don't think he's a smart guy, but I don't think he's stupid. He's just that's his deficiency. Is a selfish plays. Sometimes are the reasons why we don't score goals because he doesn't look for the better position. The player. Let me see. They said, how do I call in? Join. Reach out via Twitter. We ID you first, and then we'll send you the link. We don't want to risk. There are a lot of people going about sabotaging content creators' YouTube channel. It happens to 2 of my friends, and Ty and Ankit, my brothers, if you want to phrase it that way. And I don't want to risk that. When we get the Young, we can get a read of Jorginho. Yeah, that's another way to spell read, and I like it.
So it's the question that the Young cannot play at the same time as Jorginho. Is that what is being? Is that?
I think it wouldn't make sense to me. That's how I see it.
How would it not make sense?
Because Jorginho, what's his name? The Young is more in the mode of Jorginho than any other player there.
What? Okay,
that's how I see it. If you see it differently, let me know.
Breaking news, guys. Breaking news. Frenkie de Jong is out the window. He ain't leaving Barcelona.
He ain't leaving Barcelona. Didn't we suspect he was gonna Dembele us, and that has happened.
Yeah. Barcelona had agreement with Frenkie de Jong, the chairman, Monday night to discuss whether he will leave Barcelona for any other club. The chairman has told Frenkie Jong he ain't be leaving this summer. He wants to stay at the club, and we're going to try our best to pay official payments to do the debt what we own Frenkie de Jong. This coming Thursday today, it has been announced that he will be staying with Barcelona, and he ain't for sale.
All right, thank you very much again. We have 176 likes. It's just 24 more to get it to 200 likes, and we'll have 100 more to get it to 300 likes. But we're shooting for 400. We've broken the 300 record, so let's now try and break the 400 record. Please keep liking the video and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Ty, you were saying something, brother. Go ahead with it so we can switch topics.
I was saying that I'll agree to disagree because I don't get the
No, you are attacking me. That's what you do. You're counter. Ty the counterman. Go ahead, brother.
I don't see it like that. And if what was just said is true, which appears to be true, then in a sense, then I won't get to see that nonsense happening. I don't understand the narrative that he cannot play with Jorginho because I don't see the truth.
No, they can play, but I'd rather. My preference would be for him to, come. I'd rather not see them both.
And that's the thing because people. That is why I said Jorginho is so misunderstood. Yeah, people say he's a register. Yes, he's a register, but that doesn't mean that he has to be only one of the young. And the player that I see Yong is probably like he looks quite similar to a Declan Rice because he's not that disciplined in terms of sitting deep. He'll push forward, he'll try to score goals, so he'll link passes or be a pre-assister. That's what he does. So the narrative that it would make sense that Jorginho and De Jong would play. I don't get it because Jorginho is a register and you don't need to be playing as a DM to be a register. The register controls the tempo and you don't need to
That's a primary responsibility. But Jorginho has actually done well to adapt to the DM role. He's able to read the game quite well too. Go ahead.
Yeah, but that's not his position. And
no, it's not. No.
Because the DM role, he's still things that are natural DM, or rather the modern, or not the modern, the old time DMs do. That's not the case. These quote unquote DMs are more attacking. They don't sit deep. They own a position, and even people like Declan Rice that they say is a DM. I don't see him as a DM. I see him as a box to box because he doesn't stay disciplined. He always tries to go up on the pitch, and then because he's not the quickest, he has to run back, and he's done it for England and he's done it for West Ham. So I mean, as a DM, I don't really think you put your team in that sort of position.
Yeah, I think your argument makes sense. Rodrigo, you want to add anything to that before we move on?
No, I'm just disappointed. I knew Frenkie.
Have you seen the news yourself?
No, I just had the feeling like he wasn't gonna come anyways.
Yeah, I suspected he was gonna Dembele or something, and I think he's done that.
Yeah, he could say that, but because we if we did put a bid like United done, then we'll be in a mud. But we did it. We've done it smart way.
I think not putting the bid isn't the issue. Putting the bid isn't the issue. It's whether the player wants to leave or not, which was what we heard that Chelsea are waiting to find out first.
Yeah. Todd Boehly tried all his best to try and get.
He called him too. And Rodrigo, you heard Todd Boehly called him, right?
Yeah, he called him. He tried everything.
Okay. So let me catch up with the chat, and I'll have Rodrigo start us on the next topic. To pay such huge amount of money on Fofana, I see it as a worth of resources. There's better options. There are better options out there if you want to see that, but who are they? You have to name them. We needed to get the Young over Zaha and Fofana. Maybe it's time you remove the Young from that list, but we'll see what happens. It's still not over yet because Barcelona are in serious trouble, no matter how you see it. Let me see what else do I have here. Manus, shock news, De Jong not. I'm not sure of that. Can you elaborate? That's that you're speaking in code right now. Anthony Taylor, referee Chelsea versus Spurs this weekend. Mike Dean is on VAR, so you're concerned. That's what you're saying. But that's, by the way, Jorginho is a DMCM, a mashup of both. That's what he's developed into over time. But primarily, first of all, he's a regista, and that's the reason why he plays the way he's usually, even without knowing it's his priorities always to control the game, slow the game down, and all that. Camavinga and Frenkie de Jong can do what Jorginho does. But why is Camavinga in that? On that list of yours? Again, we move on naturally. Again, it says if I were Boehly, I'd make FDJ sign an agreement that Chelsea first to approach him after he plunders Barcelona's bank account and they cannot afford him anymore. Wow, again, you hate them that much. Says FDJ has no morals. Why do you say that? Tell me why you think he doesn't have morals. Is it because you're hearing that he can't join us anymore? Again, Emicron Palmer says Arsenal, okay, champions. I can't answer that question. I don't think they'd be able to do that. And you sound like you're an Arsenal fan. Arsenal has real chance this season. They do, but we'll see what happens. Ask me that question 3 games into the season. I'll tell you. Chelsea should get Saha as soon as possible. And 3 games into the season actually depends on what teams they're playing. Again, go ahead.
Saha doesn't play football anymore, so please, no, we don't need to get him.
Yeah, so I'm going to scroll to the very bottom. There's something I want us to do to round off, the Frenkie de Jong argument. And when I come back, I will scroll to the very bottom of everything in the chart here. So whatever we're talking about is a line. I'm going to say it and then still not be able to do it. We're going to downgrade from Werner to an early 30-year-old. Does the age matter to you? Again, no wonder you're a Werner fan. It doesn't matter.
Look, age is not a number.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and in Werner's case, Werner should go where he will thrive. I like the guy as a player. He has his deficiencies, as does every other player on planet Earth. But he'd be better off leaving so he can thrive. If he remains at Chelsea, he'd still be frustrated. Is that what you want? If you really like Werner, you'd want him to leave. Because under Thomas Tuchel, they've fallen out already. And the relationship can only head down south. So the best thing for him will be for him to leave where he'd thrive. I'd like to see him start scoring again. It's as simple as that. What happened to the Portuguese wonder kid we were going to sign? Are you talking about Rafael Leao? That's a chance that still comes in. Says you should push harder for him. I think push harder would be to pay more money. That's the only way to push harder. Again, let me scroll to the very bottom and big up to you, Declan. I hope you're doing it well, brother. Nice to see you again. Says, what does it say? James Ryan says not going to happen. What's not going to happen? Let us know. Says this one here says, I admit though it'd be depressing when Werner and Lukaku score 30 goals, but it still wouldn't work for them in the Premier League or maybe at Chelsea. It's as simple as that. That doesn't mean they're not going to do well at other clubs. Lukaku's case is different. Hakimi and Lautaro Martinez were the 2 chief creators for him when he broke all sorts of records at Inter Milan. Now Hakimi isn't there, and Lautaro Martinez is his own boss right now. He's his own man. He's become the main guy before Lukaku's return. It remains to be seen how he take Lukaku's return, whether he going back to becoming a creator for Lukaku or continue doing as well as he's done in the absence of Lukaku. But that's, by the way, coach, he has no morals. A club wants him out and are going to take legal action. So, but the guy wants to stay. I don't want, again, the question is he wants his money, if that's how you want to see it. If we really need a striker that's proven on in the EPL, then we have no problem with financial. So get Harry Kane. What's your thoughts? You'd have to give them half of Chelsea Football Club for them to sell Harry Kane to you, and it's never going to happen. And the player himself, I don't think he'd risk his reputation, his relationship with the fan base and everything to come to Chelsea Football Club. He'd rather go to Bayern, who's shown interest, who'd made statements about him publicly. Zaha is definitely a player that should be at Chelsea Football Club. And with that, at this point, I think I'm going to get done. Lucas, there's something I'd like us to read. Yep, I think this is correct. Let's look at this thing I'm going to bring onto that screen right now in a beat. Just give me 1 second. I'm talking about this one right here. And this one says Frenkie de Jong has rejected desperate requests from Barcelona to drastically reduce his wages amid an ongoing standoff with the club. So I don't agree that he's categorically cemented his says he's going to stay at the club. I don't think he will. And this was just August 9th, and it's today, 5:30 a.m., which is that's just more like 15 minutes ago or 10 minutes ago. So which means this debunks what Daniel told us. I think he will still leave Barcelona.
Go to Barcelona official Twitter.
No, forget what they're telling you. What they're saying in their official Twitter will not differ from what Laporta is saying in public.
It's Barcelona's own chairman. It's actually said on official.
Here's the thing. Pay attention to what I have to say to you first. Again, before I continue, we have 210 people watching, and we have 186 likes. Just 14 more. To get to 14 more to get to 200 likes, and let's shoot for at least 300. If we can break the record today, fine, I'll take it. Now it says the two best nines in the world, they are 34 years old, so age and nothing. Again, in terms of playing, if you can take good care of yourself, you can still perform. I say Werner is that good. We don't have the luxury to miss all the occasions. He's not world class. That's not the argument I'm getting into. I'm not saying he's world class. I'm just saying it will never work for him at Chelsea and in the Premier League overall. It's as simple as that. But that's by the way. Now, here's the thing. This one here just shows you we shouldn't pay attention to all those things we're hearing regarding him starting at Barcelona in public. Laporta will always tell you that he's not leaving. They want to keep him. He cannot come to you and say, we want to push him out. It's not that simple. Rodrigo, you want to say anything on that?
No, it's true. I take Laporta or Barcelona news with a pinch of salt. In this time, what they done, at least what I assume, they want Frenkie de Jong to blink first. If the Young come out and say yes, I want to leave Barcelona, they could potentially use that. That's just me coming up with a theory as a breach of contract. So therefore, they don't have to pay him that deferred wage if this is what the Young is fighting for. So all the decision has to come out from Barcelona pushing him out. So it's like that's what the standoff is. So Barcelona don't want to pay to be the one pushing him out, even though they are engineering a lot of the media, the narrative around the Young. They're pushing it to their own media. They've done that a lot in the past. They're using their own media campaign against their own players. It's like blackmailing them to reduce the salary so they can keep them. The Young on another side, he knows as soon as it comes up and say, I want to leave Barcelona runs to him and say, right, you breach your contract. So, it's a very complicated situation. It's very messed up.
Yeah. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate that update. Again, to answer this question, I think you're talking about Bernardo Silva from Manchester City to Barcelona. The question Declared is asking is Silva joining Barca?
At this stage, listen. When we were laughing at Joao Romero, but this guy's been good so far. I wouldn't be surprised, mate. I wouldn't be surprised. But I think they need to get rid of Young.
Sorry?
I believe they have to get rid of De Jong.
Before that happens, and again, it doesn't look like De Jong. I think De Jong saying he's staying is also him. I think it has to do with the money they're owing him. It's not like how would he still want to stay there after they booed him during the presentation?
Coach, that thing on from that Phillips said about De Jong, yeah. Say if that is true, what he just pronounced like the Frenkie de Jong, yeah. But why is Barcelona on their official statement from the chairman saying he ain't for sale and they've agreed to do some kind of wages for him?
And then we just showed you a contradictory report that says he's rejected Barcelona's offer for him to take a pay cut. There's no way to tell anything out there is the player would still want to leave given the situation. Again, how can you guarantee that you're not going to owe him a fee again? And here's the thing, first of all, this whole thing we're talking about, it is business for the players as much as it is business for the clubs. This is how they earn money. This is their future. This is how they earn money to put food on the table for their families. So do you think he'd agree to be taking 150,000, for instance, 150,000 pounds a week, then come to Chelsea and started earning like 250 to 300 a week for the next 3 years? So there are things you have to look at.
Why would the chairman lie, saying in his statement, on official statement, saying Frenkie?
Is this the first time you're hearing Laporte tell you they don't want to sell him?
Yeah. It's like it's tit to tap, really, isn't it? Like people.
Yeah, it's not straightforward. There's a lot more to that we know. Go ahead, Tobago. You come in with your thoughts.
Yes, I think the Yong deal. To be honest, from my side, I heard someone saying this. There's a three-way option. Is either he takes pay cut and get a new contract with Barcelona the way they want him, he stays, or he doesn't take a pay cut. He forced to stay because of this contract, or they take him on. They go to court due to they say there's a legal what. So I think if Barcelona take him on court, they won't win because he signed a contract with Barcelona.
And it's just looking as if they're trying to make it look like they are in trouble, so they accept what they're offering. So that's where you look. I've always argued that the Barcelona haven't committed any offense, but now I'm changing my tune to that. Why would you just look at it from the case of the nonsense, the racism role with Dembele and Antoine Griezmann? We didn't see the video until Barcelona wanted them to take a pay cut before the video was released. Now, the case of Frenkie de Jong, he's expressed that's he even saying he wants to stay, but he's refused to take a pay cut. Now they're coming at him with there's been some fraudulent activity during the contract preparation and all that he has to take a pay cut, or they take him to court. It just sounds as if truly they're shady.
The pay cut. That's what it sounds like. They're trying to give him, like they try to use leverage of some kind.
Exactly. Even if there were a fraudulent activity during the construct of the construct of the contract, is it his fault? Was he part of those that did it? No. All his agent represented him and asked for a certain price, and he got it. So it's starting to seem to me now. You know what? I'm into that buzz of saying that Barcelona should be investigated, because it just seems as if they're leveraging that, like Ty just said, to get the player to take a pay cut. Ty, go ahead with what you're saying.
Yeah, the first time I heard it, because based on the structure of what was being said, that they could take legal actions regarding under former not ownership so I don't know what word was used, but it sounds as if they're trying to pressure him, so they're trying to find alternatives. But we know that one of the best ways that they can use to get the players that they have bought registered with La Liga is by minimizing the amount of wage the strain that's on the wage structure, and as well as having the finance per se to really register them. So because of that, it sounds as if they're trying to threaten him, because I don't really think they're going to go that far, but they're trying to use that as a way to.
No, they've proven before they can do that, to get players to do that.
I don't think that they'll go that far and do it. I think it's a case where they're trying to pressure him into it. I'm trying to use a sense of leverage, which to me makes no sense, because if I'm even hearing that he's saying that that's not his fault that they have that situation. It's not his fault that they don't have money, and it's not their fault. It's not his fault that they cannot register the players. So I mean, in that sense, they're trying to use some type of leverage to say that, okay, under this presidency, we were not the one who agreed to these contracts. So you're gonna have to go back to the contract that you had initially a couple years ago. So in a sense, they're trying to minimize that level of wages that he has by at least 50% or a bit over that. And so it's a type of leverage they're trying to use. But to me, it's just madness. And I think they really do need to be investigated. I was always saying that, I mean, in terms of buying players, they wouldn't do anything wrong. Just like Chelsea buying players, there's nothing wrong with that. Because
truly, they are not. That's nothing wrong in buying players. But we're seeing activities now that, let them be investigated. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, and because of that, I can understand the saying of, okay, investigate them, because this whole thing is starting to get really dramatic. It's becoming a big drama, and for a reason I don't really think is even sensible, because it's not on the player. He's not the one that offered himself the demands of, or the terms of what that contract states. So I think in that sense it's not on him. So I think in a sense the whole situation makes no sense. And right now they're just grasping at straws to find the best way to get Yong to accept a lower wage, so they can get get their whole situation of being able to register players and continue to spend, and having some assurance that the players that they're going to bring in, they don't have any issue of registering them with La Liga. It's a whole dramatic thing right now. It's a big saga.
Yeah, it is really indeed a big thing. I was going to ask Rodrigo his thought, but Tobago, you have anything else to add to that before we move into the next topic we have to talk about?
Yeah, Coach. Can I just quickly just ask just a quick question? Right, 3 days ago, on Twitter, someone, Romario just talking about Frenkie de Jong, Todd Boehly would pay him the full amount of the transfer market and pay his wages. His wages for Barcelona.
The deferred wages.
Yeah, the deferred wages. Yeah. So Monday night, Frenkie de Jong had a meeting with the chairman and Barcelona just last night just gone, right? So why would the chairman, from Barcelona say they're trying to do a potential pay cut wages for him to do the deal so they can pay like the half of the money what they own, and he ain't for sale? But if it is the case, if it's disagreed, if they're pay cut, then they're going to try to take him to court. Don't you think Chelsea should pay the money straight away, get him straight in our club?
That may well be the case, because we want him. And then we understand the situation. Again, forget what the player is saying in public too. He's saying he wants to stay, but they owe him 11. How much again? Even if it is 3 million, it is a lot of money.
17 mil.
How many?
If we start 17, 17 mil.
17, that's a lot of money.
Yeah. And if he stays there for a year season, then that comes up to 22.5 million. What they're owing if he stays at Barcelona.
So just quickly, I'm going to bring in Tobago. Before I do that, people, please keep liking the video. We have 196 likes, which means we just 4 more to get to 200. Let's get it to at least 300 by the end of the show. But I'm hoping we break the 400 mark, a target soon. We reach there. Why do all the panels do not show their faces? It would be nice to see with respect where these views are coming from. You know why I'm laughing? Okay, you get your wish now, Haslo. You get you get your wish now.
Yeah, by the way, where's my face now? I showed you my face.
All right, thank you for showing your face. I appreciate that. I got a panic attack looking at Silva Tabasa. No, it wasn't. I think the cloud was referring to Bernardo Silva, and I think he probably intentionally put it that way to get people, confused. At least Titi really need him. We really need him. And then we saw what happened. How should I say again? I don't know how to describe our midfield in the game against Everton. We made Alex Iwobi look like a prime Zidane, even though, or you could say, call the best midfielders in the world, because he had joy operating. Again, that shows you how badly we played. We must stop dreaming about unrealistic transfers. Best Chelsea players in the past are usually underrated, who turned into the best. Yeah, is that what the new owners are willing to do right now? I don't think so. We should hit Barcelona where it hurts them by Bernardo Silva. Do we want him? I think if we really want him, we could hijack him. But the truth is, I think Barcelona, Laporte and Boehly probably they have a gentleman agreement in place. Again, we'll see what happens. By the time the transfer with the shots, we'll have that conversation and see maybe he got anything out of the meal they had in Spain. But that's, by the way, again, I'm going to scroll to the very bottom so that we're aligned with what we're going to start talking about next. If I keep reading, may well not get done until the show ends. The Young Dream Club is Barca. It has always been Barca, whether he's delusioned now with the clubs. Yeah, again, I don't want to go into that. But that's, by the way, again, let's come to you, Ty. Let's look at that again. Where do I have that? I have to find it in and use it. I want to use it. This one right here. I hope it doesn't just show a blank screen like it usually does. Did I bring it out yet? Okay, we'll see. This is the guy I want us to talk about. I had to take us off full screen so that I'll be able to share the screen. And this is what I want us to talk about here. And I'll start with Ty Talks. It looks like it's serious. It says an intermediary who was involved in Aubameyang to Barca is currently in the Barca office because Chelsea is pushing to sign him. So it is a serious. Ty, you talk about that.
Yeah, this whole thing is confusing. It really is confusing because I'm wondering what would be his price tag? Didn't they sign him 8 months ago?
I don't think it will be too much. How long does he have on his contract? I will check it in a bit.
Yeah, well, this whole thing is crazy. It's crazy, and I mean, Aubameyang has played in the Premier League. He's done good in the Premier League, and I mean, you can use that narrative that if he comes to Chelsea, and with all Arsenal players, ex-Arsenal players that have played for Chelsea, he's worked out. Maybe you use that to see that's an advantage. And considering the fact that Tuchel worked with him, they'll have some level of a good relationship. There'll be some sort of understanding. And
he's always spoken highly of him.
Yeah, so I don't think there will be a case where he'll get the best out of him because they work together. But I think there will be an understanding. There will be a sense of being able to understand what the demands are, what the positional sense that he probably be asked to do, and everything. But I do think that this is a deal where it's crazy because they signed him 8 months ago, and considering the fact that that's the case, and no matter how long his contract is, he's not gone through a year of that contract. So I think in a sense it's quite odd because I mean it's not like he did bad there. He scored I think it's 14 goals in 3 games. So I think in a sense that is a good enough start in terms of it. But I mean them bringing in Lewandowski, it's clear that I mean they want this player to be the starter, and I mean if it comes to Chelsea, then he may have a great chance of being that option in playing most games. So I think in a sense it will make sense. I mean he has added value to Arsenal in the past up until the time where he was omitted from the squad. He fell out with Arteta and things like that.
Yeah, why you added? Why you just talked about his disciplinary issue, the issue. Again, it's only on at Arsenal. I've heard that. I didn't hear that he had issues under Thomas Tuchel.
Everything that I've heard.
Yeah, is that a concern for you?
I'm yet to get a great understanding of what the whole situation is. I'm hearing hearsay. I'm hearing that it's both his mother. I'm hearing it's about something else. I mean, until there's some level of context to this that is credible or can be revealed or is allowed to be revealed, I can say that because of this happening at Arsenal then this is the case. Because even Mikel Arteta, he was not being professional. He It's like it was like keeping up with Arteta. Every 2 weeks you hear, oh, we're considering to take the armband from him. Oh, we have taken the armband and he'll no longer be our captain.
And he was saying that in the public.
Yes, he was. He said that about I don't remember the exact words he was saying, but whenever he's asked about the omission from the squad, he's like, oh, we are considering taking the armband off him. Oh, he's no longer our captain. Oh, he's not playing for us anymore. He's gonna be in the reserve team. He's playing for the reserve team. Oh, he wants to leave the club. Oh, we're gonna sell him.
And just quickly, Tobago, if you're watching, you can share the link to your channel in the chat so that people can go check it out, and also do subscribe. Again, we are at 200 likes right now. Let's get it to at least 300 likes, and if we can break the 400 record today, it will be brilliant. It will be awesome. So keep liking the video, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Ty, go ahead with what you're saying.
Yeah, so I mean, in that sense, I've never heard of it being a case where, other than the situation with Arsenal and Arteta and him falling out with Arteta, I've never heard a case where he's falling out with the manager because of a circumstance. I've only heard about training in terms of, I think Tuchel said that if training's at 11:30, you have to or something along those lines. You have to tell him to come at 11 or something like that. Something along those lines. So I think that is the only thing about disciplinary or something close. So I wouldn't say that it's a case where he's a problem maker where he's gonna just come into a dressing room and say, okay, I'm gonna do what I feel like doing. I don't care about anybody else. I'm just gonna do what I want to do, and I think I'm this and I think I'm that. I don't think that that's the case because I've never heard of it being like that, and it's always been a case where he's respected by his counterpart. So I think in that sense it's a case where, I mean, if it happens, it means that Tuchel is pushing for it, or this is being led in a sense in terms of the pursuit for him. It's being led by Tuchel. So I think in that sense, then if he wants the player, then I mean, there's nothing I can do about it. If he wants the player, then I just have to accept that that's the case, and we see what happens. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, then we obviously move on and we go from there. But I mean, this is the case. If what Gerard Romero is saying is true, then I guess in a sense, I guess.
I know. Go ahead, bro. Sorry. So sorry, Ty.
And then I just want to say as well, I didn't respond because when he told people to wish the good health and everything, I didn't get the chance to say. Thank you to everybody who said that. I appreciate it. And
a lot of them said, and I forgot to read it too, but they showed they love you, and I like that. Go ahead, bro.
No, that's it. I just wanted to add that last part.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ty. Again, I know how busy you are, but it always makes me happy to have you on the panel. So I'm going to come to IBZ. I know you have your reservations about Aubameyang. Even his countryman, Lionel Joe, he was part of the show that brilliantly. He argued he doesn't want him given his behavior. But the man himself, again, we've all called for Thomas Tuchel to be backed. And if going for Aubameyang, if that means that he's being backed, let it happen. I'm not going to argue against that. And the truth remains, we can argue that from now till the next morning. It doesn't change anything on what the club wants to do. So my point is, if Thomas Tuchel believes, he's always spoken very highly of him. He's talked about his relationship with the player. It's always good also. So which means under Thomas Tuchel, I don't think he'd mess up. I think nobody's perfect. Yeah, we're not in the limelight like this guy. So some of us actually probably worse latecomers than Aubameyang is. Some of us even are chronic latecomers to whatever occasions we're invited to, go into classes, going to work than he is. But because it's in the public eye, it was easy to make the most of it. And Ty just talked about something that I think Arteta should have done. He was public about the whole situation. But my point is, if the manager wants him, and the club are looking to get him, and as we're seeing, it's like they're serious about him, about getting him. For the manager, they've had good relationship, and he's always spoken very highly of him. Get him. There's a lot Broya can learn from the guy. So IBZ, you can come in. Let us know about what you think. How serious? It's looking like we're serious about getting the player now. And Rivera, I've sent you the link to the panel. Go ahead. You want to come in first, Dan?
I'll come in. Even though I don't
come in. Yeah, let your legendary IBC come in when you're done.
Yeah. Like, Coach, sorry if I interrupt the IBC, man. But like before a couple of weeks ago when we were talking about Aubameyang coming to Chelsea and I didn't want him. If it's the case we need a false nine and Aubameyang to score goals, let's get him. We need someone up front who could actually get some goals in for us. Because we ain't gonna get any other striker apart from anywhere else. If we get Aubameyang in, he could score goals if it sometimes if he could adapt the way Phantom said. If Thomas Tuchel could do what he did with him at Borussia Dortmund, then let's just bring him in. Even though I don't want him in the club, let's bring him in. We need attackers. Because if we don't get attackers now this season, we will struggle. And it's just the point of view now. It's just our teams we got good signings, like 3 good signings, but we need someone who can actually put a ball in for like for Raheem Sterling. And if Raheem Sterling and Aubameyang, I think they two probably could adapt well to the Premier League. I think we'll get a few goals in this season, more goals. 1-0's not good. When we played the Saturday against Everton, 1-0 was just good enough. It was a boring game. We just didn't attack. It's just all about pass to pass between the middles, and then no one didn't push into the box to try and get the goal, apart from Raheem Sterling. Kai Havertz, he needs to start looking where they open when they're in the box, man. He needs to look up where an opportunity is. Because if we don't do that and we have him in as a false 9 this season, we ain't gonna get no goals. We'll probably get 1 or 2, and we'll just like that'd be it. We'll be struggling for goals. So if it's the case, Phantom, your brother, even though your brother, you're not here, mate. You're right. Let's get Aubameyang in for this season.
Oh, you just made me realize something. Phantom's brother, and he says if we get to Aubameyang, he leaves. He's gonna abandon for him. He has identity crisis in terms of what club is supporting. That's by the way. I'm gonna comment to IBZ, the legendary IBZ, my Niger brother. That is not me being biased because he's my brother, but I love IBZ. Yesterday when we talked about his disciplinary issues, but Ty has also yet said something that I'm in support of. I don't think Arteta handled it quite well. I think you could argue overall that issue he had at Arsenal, you could argue escalated due to clash of egos. The manager wanted to show I'm the main guy, and the player wanted to show how important he is. But if Thomas Tuchel really wants him, and the club are willing to get the man for him, I'm not going to complain. I mean, which means Thomas Tuchel is confident he will behave himself at Chelsea Football Club. You go ahead, IBZ. Let me get your thoughts.
Yeah, I have to agree with what I've just walked into and heard in terms of getting Aubameyang in. I have to agree. I guess when you look back on it, but I had to look back on what I was arguing, and the fact, obviously, disciplinary records. That can't be the sole factor of why I can't have this guy in. Again, we're all human. We obviously make mistakes, what have you. It depends on how people are treated in it at the end of the day. And the be-all and end-all is that this guy is a goal scorer. He will score goals in it. So with that being said, with us not being in the situation where we need to pick and choose who we can get, we have no choice but to get Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. If he's ready, if he's available, and obviously the relationship with Tuchel, that it ticks all the boxes. By all means, we can learn to not have that certain behaviour again under him, and we may see some revival in terms of his quality. I believe, obviously, any striker coming in, obviously, will upgrade our attack instantly. Amanda Broha came on, and we had a shape already, so that will make sense. So yeah, I can't disagree. I can't really disagree if anything. Bring him in, get him up to speed. Let's go. So if that's the potential of Zaha, Aubameyang, yeah, yeah, that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, again, I respect you so much, even more now, brother. Again, it's rare to see people. Correct me if I'm wrong. Even you, Daniel, it's rare to see people openly like this. Not everybody comes out and says, "Okay, you know what? I agree. I think what you said just taught me something that I haven't paid attention to regarding the situation." Again, you have my respect, IBZ. Honestly,
yeah, that's it. That's how it is, isn't it? You just have to like, obviously, what anyone.
At least we got agreement record, for once.
Anyone with his record will look at it on paper and say, "Not him." It's easy to do that. And you will have your concerns. And whilst I do agree with you, this all could happen again. He could show his colours, which is okay. It is what it is. But do we have the luxury to say, no, I don't want Aubameyang? And no, we don't. We don't have no luxury. So we have to get what we can. And does Aubameyang fit the perfect bill in terms of scoring the goals? Yes. Is he the Thomas Tuchel striker that we've all been trying to find out who he is? He probably is. We don't know who he is. It's definitely not Havertz. We have to see a Broha, which I hope we can. But Aubameyang is already available. Get him. So I can't disagree. Like Chelsea fan was saying, how we will score if he comes in. We'll score goals. We'll score goals. If he doesn't come in, and it's like this against like Saturday, where's the goals going to come from? Who's going to create their chance? How or are we going to be relying on penalties? Are we going to be relying on, So I have to agree, man. We need to get him in. He needs to come. So yeah, I'm for it. To be honest, I'm for it. I spoke to my Arsenal friends. I spoke to my Arsenal friends, and they've said, yeah, swag. You know that thing he likes to do, swag. So yeah, I have to embrace it. That's an African brother at the end of the day. Let's go.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Again, I'm going to catch up with the chat, end the current poll, put up another poll regarding Aubameyang to see what the people in the chat thinks. Again, if you haven't, go follow Ty Talks on Twitter. Also, be sure to check out his YouTube channel, subscribe, and more importantly, I encourage you to go watch his anti-Glazers video. You will love it, and you will come back and thank me later. Follow IBZ. IBZ has a private settings. That again, you'd have to accept your request before you'd be able to follow him. But go follow him. Follow Chelsea Fan. I don't think that's your Twitter handle. Again, we'll talk about that. And again, Tobago, if you can hear me anyway, I don't know why you left. Share the link to your channel in the chat so people can follow. Go check out the channel and subscribe. Ty, please do so too. I appreciate all your support, the love you've shown at this channel. Again, the poll that asks, should Chelsea sign Zaha? It has 64% saying yes, 36% are saying no, which means a majority of the Chelsea fan base want the club to sign the player. And I'm going to put up another poll immediately. And before I do that, I'm going to say thank you for 211 likes. Let's get it to at least 300 likes. We have, which is 100 minus 11, just 89 more likes to get to 300. We can do that. Keep liking the video. And also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Just give me 1 second. I think I wanted Ty. You said something about Aubameyang. I think Daniel, you've spoken about Aubameyang, and let's get Tobago to speak. Tobago, your thoughts on the player? Do you want us to get him? But let me try and catch up with the chat. Louis Rivera says it's been a real guys got class. I'll catch you all tomorrow, and I hope to see you on the panel tomorrow. We've connected, and again, I'll just ID you, and you'll be part of it. Coach Chris says Fofana isn't coming to Chelsea. You think so? Can you let us know why you think so? And Hasler says that's great, as it's so refreshing to see where the opinions are coming from. You get a better sense that you can take them more seriously with that. Let's keep them showed, please. Yeah, again, some people because they are at work, they're doing some stuff at the same time. But I get your argument, Hasler. So thank you. Viola is right. He is a delusion after all.
Sorry, coach.
Sorry,
coach. Haslo has not publicly. He has personally and specifically put my name and said that he refused to go to my channel unless I show my face. So
so he takes it seriously.
yeah, so I'm going to do that just for the sake of keeping up my part of the bargain. Because was Daniel who turned on his camera.
Now you guys know how it isn't easy to negotiate the fee of a player. See how you guys are going back and forth. You're giving him a condition, and he's giving you one too. But that's why the way Aubameyang was free. They had to terminate his contract. I think it wasn't free at that point. Zaha will be a great choice of Chelsea. Taps Cricket Academy, and thank you for joining us again. It says a big up chat. PJ Artist, nice to see you, bro. Do let us know how you're doing. Again, we want to know if you're doing well, brother. So thank you. Give me Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang now. I think it's looking we're getting him. Somebody said something about 17 million. I think it was Phantom. Can you educate us on what you're saying there, Kim? So Ancelotti played to the players' strength. He didn't have Hazard, Vinicius, and numerous other squad members in his first spell. He knew all the players. I think that's a delicious comment. Again, I say Chelsea needed to sign a. Okay, yeah. I now everyone go chop breakfast. Yes, go chop something. Showtime, great time, my brother. Nice to see you here. I hope you're doing it well. There you go. You see the guy's face. Again, he's obliged.
Oh,
now maybe we need to see your face too.
I don't think you can.
Yeah,
you can see. I actually have on the Blue Morning Show on my TV behind me. Actually.
Oh, you have the Blue Morning Show on your TV. That's brilliant. Thank you so much for all the love.
Hello, my brothers. Yeah. Let's go on. Let's get in. Yeah, Chelsea.
Yes. I hope you've seen Daniel's face. He even did a dance for you. So thank you for bringing that up. It's not, for some reason, some people are at work, some people are at home. For private, you don't have to show your face all the time, but you get why they do that.
I'm in the office, and when I'm
that's why I understand. You've shown your face before, so I'm not concerned. But that's, by the way, again, Aubameyang is definitely not for me. Considering his ego and downfall in the Premier League, I would prefer to see Griezmann. Really. Are you paying attention to the suggestion you're making? Griezmann had an issue that made round, and probably Dembele should have also been spoken about as much as Griezmann did. Do you know how much he's on weekly, actually? But that's, by the way, he's another player that will come with much more than scoring goals for you. But that's, by the way,
Griezmann wouldn't adapt to the Premier League. Griezmann wouldn't adapt to the Premier League. He ain't strong enough. He wouldn't cope.
Yeah. Again, if I Uzoma, Igbo brother here says we don't need a Zaha at Chelsea. Okay, that's your opinion, and you're entitled to express yourself here. Bell barely played four players. The score. I'm confused a bit about that argument. So I'm going to come back to the panel right now. If you have any question, go ahead, shoot it. We'll try to address it by the time the show ends. We have a few minutes to round off. We'll be looking at updates on the screen very soon. Anybody else want to say anything else about Aubameyang?
Can I, Coach? Can I please?
Yeah, go ahead.
Is this a quick one, guys? All right, it's a short sentence. Right, like I said before, if we get Aubameyang in, to prove ourselves to get more goals in the Premier League this season, I think it'd be a shine.
Mm-hmm.
We like I said before, if you see the way we will start on Saturday, we haven't got enough goal scorers to score goals for this season. Even though I hate it to Aubameyang. I do really, I argue about Aubameyang not bringing him in, but Aubameyang, I just notice he will adapt to the way our system plays, what we're playing now for this season. But Roger, the way I saw him on Saturday, he didn't really look like he was much fitness to get the goals in for us. Even though he was on the wing, I don't know why Sterling was up front. He played the striker, Sterling. I don't know why Torres. I thought Bojo would be in the centre forward. but he wasn't. If we could get him in, I think the way Thomas Tuchel adapts to this formation, I think we'll get enough few goals this season, and it'll be good for Boja because Aubameyang's got a lot of experience from like the Premier League, and because his age, I reckon he could improve Boja to be a physical good striker for this season. Right when so they both can work between themselves and help Boja to be the man for our main club for this season. So if Aubameyang got injured this season, at least he'll teach Boja physically what to do for us this season. So potentially, in a way, Phantom was right. Yeah, he's his brother. Get Aubameyang in. I think we'll get enough few goals in this season. Because the way we're playing now, coach, you saw Saturday, it was a boring game. 1-0 on a penalty. There was no. We had so many chances to put that in that box. Like Kukelia, he was brilliant when he came on. He put that ball in. Sterling didn't score, but at least we had that ball in that half. One person did that the whole game. That was Kukelia. We didn't see that. We didn't see no one putting like Kai Havertz when that Pickford did the mistake. Why did not Kai Havertz put the ball into like the player where he was there straight away? He would have scored. But no, he was greedy. He thought he could score himself. But no, I think it's.
Yeah,
I think it's,
we've talked about that. Again, on occasions. Again, I think the selfishness, attacking area is a big issue. But that's, by the way, Ty, you wanted to say something about Aubameyang. I can move to deals. Deals. I hope you're coming in with some deal. Ty, first of all, anything else you wanted to say something before Daniel came? Came in. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted, and I also want to say something regarding what I just heard Daniel say as well. The thing is, I mean, Aubameyang will come in. He has experience because he has experience in the Premier League, and he also has experience in terms of being a player who's played professionally for a few years, or not a few years, for a couple of years. So I think in that sense, it would bring some level of leadership. It would bring some level of experience, and it could benefit, like the example I heard Broha. Broha is still learning. He still has something that he needs to improve on in terms of decision making. And I think even in the case of Havertz, I mean the word or the adjective to describe him to say greedy, I think that's a bit far fetched, because I mean the guy wanted to score a goal. Yeah, that's true. But greedy, I don't think it's fair to say he's greedy, because I've seen Havertz create more than score goals. He's scored goals, but he's also created. So I think maybe the only time I have seen him starting to be less cooperative, or rather, is probably recently, and I think maybe that's why the point. I think it was Coach Chris or something like that who said that they want to fight the panel for saying that Mason Mount is also selfish. But
it was Louis Rivera.
Okay, yeah, okay, so wrong person. My apologies.
No worries.
No, the thing is, with Mason Mount, for example, as well, I understand that you want to take shots from outside the box, but the best time to do that is when it's necessary. When you're in the final third and then you're just gonna take a shot from distance when you have other options right there, that in itself, that's being selfish. And we saw that at the beginning of the season. I can even remember against Liverpool, he ran into the box and then he shot the ball and it went right to Alisson. And he had Lukaku there, he had Havertz that was in an open area, onside as well, that was doing it. So I think in a sense, yeah, and I like Coach was saying as well, in terms of this, I think it's a case where these players, they want to score desperately, that they're not thinking about what's the best thing to do. And I'm not saying that that's a good thing, but to say he's greedy, I don't know if it's greedy. He scored what 4 goals, 5 goals in the Premier League. last season, or probably it's more. I mean, if he wants to score goals, that's a good thing. The only issue that I should see is if he's doing it in a sense where where he's taking a shot from a difficult angle and trying to score it. I mean, even in the position, even with that, I don't think there was anybody even in the position in terms of if he made that pass, it would have been effective, because I'm pretty sure I remember seeing, I think it was Mina running back. I mean, Ben Godfrey made that pass to Pickford, and then Pickford made that mistake. So I think in a sense it would not have been easy, because I don't think it would have been a case where whoever comes in will struck the ball in the back of the net. I think we'll probably give away a penalty, because I think they're going to try to obstruct who was it. I don't remember if it was Sterling. I don't remember if it was Kovacic or Kante. I remember seeing somebody running towards the box. But I think in that sense, I don't think it would be a case where you would see Havertz make that pass and then they're going to hit into the back of the net, because Pickford could have quite easily adjusted his body and get back into position. So I think in that sense, to say he was greedy, I don't think so. I think it was a case where he wasn't thinking. And I mean, in a sense, he's not being impressive. So, I mean, if he scores a goal, then there'll be some leniency for him. But I just don't think the word using greedy is the right thing. But I think with Aubameyang, with Aubameyang, I think if he comes in, he could help the attack, because he's not only a striker, but he can also play as a wide forward or as a winger. So that adds versatility to in terms of the attack. And it doesn't mean that we'll have one striker being central, and then the team will be focusing only on him, because he can drift wide and can also allow us to play a false nine system, because you can have somebody coming central, whether it's Sterling, whether it's Havertz if he's playing, whether it's Broha if he's playing. So I think in that sense, it's a case where if he comes in, it still adds fluidity, because he doesn't move like he's 33. He moves as if he's younger. And I think if you look at it, people use this to say that Aubameyang moves like he's 22, and Kai Havertz moves like he's 33. That's probably the criticism that you can give. He's not the most physical, and I think if he does that, then that benefits him. But Aubameyang coming in would make sense. And if Tuchel wants to play, then back the manager, because that's what people keep saying, back the manager. So if he wants the player, then you get the player. And if it doesn't work out, then you say, okay, then you back the manager. It didn't work 100%. Out, we move on.
Yeah. Again, Ty, thank you for that great input there. So deals. Give us your thoughts on the club's pursuit of Aubameyang. And quickly, I want to thank him. So you're making me blush here. He says, a wise man says, I learn and saying maximum dribbles himself. I love you, Coach. I love you too, brother. Again, I thank you for that great comment. You're one of the biggest supporters of this channel, of the community. Again, it's come beyond the channel. It's become a community, and I love that. So thank you very much. I appreciate that. Deals, you go ahead so that I can catch up on the chat. Come back with the update so we can call it a day. You joined late, bro.
Did you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you crystal clear.
Big up, Coachella. Big up.
Big up to you too, brother. Nice to have you back on the panel here.
Big up. Who's the other one?
Daniel.
Daniel. Big up, Daniel.
Yeah, big up to you,
like I'm saying, Aubameyang. Well, do we have the quality for him to assist so we can get goals and assists? Yes, we do. But what you got to realize, he's coming into a Chelsea team that hasn't been firing, hasn't been a firing. Yeah, that's what you got to realize. Yeah, so with him coming into the attack, I think he might get things popping. Yeah, but what we got to understand is, remember he was our Arsenal team that didn't have quality, like us. So when he's come to a Chelsea team that's got quality, better quality than Arsenal, we'll see what the real Aubameyang is. Trust me, he's coming. If he does come, then you will see a different Aubameyang, 100%.
So you think I think your argument makes a perfect sense that you're getting thumbs up from Daniel. He's even showing his face to say thumbs up to you. Here's the thing, Dales. I think I agree with you. I definitely do agree with you. When he was at Arsenal, even though they didn't have much quality then, he did quite well. Did he win the Golden Boot or he was close to? I don't remember.
Yeah, he won it.
He won it, right?
He won a goal,
even so even though the argument is Arsenal didn't have that quality then, he still did that quite well. Did well that much. Again, I think him joining us will be a boost to our attack. Plus, he will be under the manager that he had the best form of his life under the
What's the most goals he scored in the Premier League? Remind me. Yeah. Remind me. What's the most goals he scored in the Premier League? What's the most?
I'll pull it up in
23.
Well, another thing I want to say is this:
23 goals. 23 goals.
I'll open it. We should pay attention to when Thomas Tuchel had Thiago Silva, and look what he did with him. We won the Champions League. So bring me Aubameyang. Maybe we will win something else. Again, you don't know.
Right?
Sorry?
He's worked with Tuchel before, right? He's worked with Tuchel
before. No, he hasn't won. He's worked with Tuchel, yeah. He was the best form of Aubameyang anybody I've seen was under Thomas Tuchel at Dortmund. You could argue that, yeah.
They're like family. Aubameyang and Thomas Tuchel are family. Do you know, every single time when Aubameyang's had up and downs in different clubs, you see Thomas Tuchel's conference always praise him up for saying, He's one of my guys. He's always been one of my players. He's always been good for my standards. I've never had anything problems with Aubameyang. He's a world-class player.
My gosh! I want him. These are his Arsenal numbers. And he could say, okay, he joined them 2017, 2018. He played just 13 games. Sorry?
He scored the same amount in seasons.
Yeah, just pay attention here. If you're arguing the club shouldn't go for him. In 2013, in 2017, 2018, only 13 games, he scored 10 goals. Created four assists. He made 4 assists. And then 2018, 2019, 22 goals and 5 assists. 2019, 2020, another 22 goals and 3 assists. And then the numbers started dropping. You could argue when Arteta took over.
Was that Arsenal coach? Was that Arsenal or Borussia Dortmund?
So yeah. But here's the thing. So my argument here is there's a chance that his numbers dropping comes down to how Arteta approaches the game. Ty, I don't know if you get my point. Even IBZ, if you're still there, I know. Do you understand my point now? There's a chance his numbers started dropping because of the way Arteta approaches the game, and that's frustrated him.
Yeah, arguable.
What's he stats at Barcelona?
I argued that maybe the quality he was with at Arsenal was frustrating him, albeit that he was their best player. He wasn't really getting results that he would like. Maybe you could blame the likes of Mustafi, the likes of Xhaka, the incompetence of Bellerin, all of these guys. Maybe that they ain't lack enough quality for him to step up himself. And he's not a leader, is he? So he ain't really got that characteristic.
Do you not remember? IBZ,
put it on his back.
IBZ, do you remember when Lampard wanted Aubameyang? Do you remember that?
I do.
I did after Timo Werner. He wanted Aubameyang before Timo Werner.
But at the time, it would be more...
IBZ, go ahead.
It would be more feasible to go for Werner at the time because obviously Werner's hot property, Aubameyang's at a rival club. It didn't really... But it is what it is. I mean, in hindsight, it's whatever. But I was advocating that the quality of Aubameyang had at Arsenal may have hindered him to kind of step up to the plate. He's not really a leader, someone to take the team on the back in that respect. And
can you look at his Barcelona numbers, actually?
Yeah.
How many goals?
17 games. 17 games, 11 goals. That's not far away from being at least 1 goal per game.
Yeah,
So he's a goal scorer. It makes, like I said, like I had to allude to earlier on, innit? Like we have to get him in it. If people want this guy, like Kai said, let's back the brother, bring him in. Oba, swag. Bring that pearlescent Lamborghini to you get me? Obama blood clot, young. All of that. You get me? So
I'll say bring him in. I'll say Aubameyang. Bring Aubameyang in. He scored good goals last season for Barcelona. Barcelona.
I'll be back in like 10 minutes. If anything.
All right, no problem, bro. Let me catch up with the chat, and I'll come back to the panel again.
No
and if you have any question right now, if you're in the chat, shoot it. But actually, even I myself, I am amazed. I wasn't paying attention to his Arsenal numbers. And when did Mikel Arteta? When did he take over at Arsenal? Isn't that 2020, 2021?
2022. 2022 you took over?
No. 2020, 2021.
2019. When was Unai Emery start? Was it in 2019, 2020?
So he took over 20, but you could argue, no matter how we see it, Aubameyang's numbers started dropping.
He took over the same year that Lampard came in. They sacked Emery in December or something like that.
That was 2 years ago. Yeah, that was 2 years ago.
So he already So he already had this number. So you could argue specifically that Aubameyang's numbers started dropping when Mikel Arteta came in. So there's a chance the issue is how Mikel Arteta approaches the game. That's why his numbers drop. But look at it here. Even at Barcelona, 11 goals in 17 matches. Let's get him already. Why are we still talking about it here?
And he said that he wants to work with Thomas Tuchel again. So why let's make it happen.
When did he say that?
Well, we know that will change his mind.
He did say that.
We know that.
He did say that, Ty. He did say that, Ty.
When did he say that?
Before he went to Barcelona.
Daniel, do you know IBC? Daniel, do you know Deus? Look like why are you supporting him?
Okay,
Deus, do you know him?
Okay. No, listen, right. Because I realised now, that while I was trying to, I couldn't finish my sentence about Thomas Tuchel's conference meeting, when people were slagging Aubameyang off, from the Arsenal when he was slacking when he went to Barcelona. Thomas Tuchel said, he has never had no problem with Aubameyang. He would love to have Aubameyang working with him at Chelsea.
We've talked about that.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
That's what he said in his conference. He said it'd be a lovely signing if I had him at Chelsea. But he said in his statement it might not happen. But now I didn't want Aubameyang, but when I see stats from last year Barcelona, 17 games, 11 goals, man, we ain't got fair enough. If we got a striker in like Timo Werner, Frank Lampard got Timo Werner, in because we stopped Liverpool to try and get Timo Werner. Right, we stopped Liverpool to get Timo Werner because Liverpool wanted Timo Werner, and because we couldn't get another striker in, we decided to get Timo Werner. We outbid Liverpool for Timo Werner, right? And at that time we could have got Aubameyang, but he's soon signed for Arsenal. So now, if we could get Aubameyang in for Chelsea, and he's scoring goals like that for Barcelona, what's he going to do with our team? He's going to be scoring more.
Let me catch up with the chat. IBC, say what you want to say, bro. Let me catch up with the chat after you're done, bro. Sorry, Deus. Why do I always mix your name up with IBC's? Probably because of the Z in your name. Go ahead, Deus.
Yeah. So with Aubameyang, I feel that with him coming in, like Ty said, it matters on how assists. Do you remember that, Ty? Because the assists. It matters how we assist Aubameyang as well. That's another thing.
Yep. If we can't create the chances, it's not going to score. Go ahead.
Exactly. So, like with Mount and Sterling, I think they would be ready to assist Aubameyang. But, like I said, it's gonna be exciting to see if he comes.
I think he will come. I'm hearing again. I can't find the update again. I saw somewhere. But that's where, let me just catch up with the chat. Hasler says, shall I come onto the panel? I'm happy to join with you guys and show my face and see you soon. I hope with love. Yep, you can. Just hit me up on Twitter. We ID you. That's important. We ID you by you showing your face for at least 30 seconds. If you want to hide your face on from there, that's fine. Because we've had issues with my brothers and fellow content creators who were sabotaged with adult videos on the screen and all that. But that's, by the way, Deus, I'm happy you joined us today and you've been brilliant and I love that. Thank you very much. Unfortunately, we're coming to the end of the show soon. I think Griezmann is a better option. I don't think the club would go for Griezmann. And you could argue the reason the club hasn't really pushed for Dembele is because of his past. It's something they don't want to deal with. Barca, I agree with Bernardo. I'm not sure.
That has been debunked. Some people have just come out and said that reports that they have is false. Nothing has been agreed.
Okay. I see your letter in a week, I hope. Again, I hope you're well, brother. Thank you very much. Again, you made it a fun about the questions, and you asking the panelists to show their face and made the whole thing fun too. Again, thank you very much for that. Yeah, go ahead, Dils.
There's one winger I want to talk about, and that's Zaha. I don't want Zaha anywhere near. I don't want.
Okay, let me just catch up with the chat. I'll bring it back to you, brother. Should I go ahead? Deals, should I go ahead with the chat? When I come back, you continue. All right, thank you. I appreciate that. It's insane. It says, again, a phantom of many topics. Chelsea are willing to eat the 17 million Barca owes FDJ, plus give Man United a price of offer to Barca. FDJ is being the difficult party for obvious reasons. Emmanuel Dennis is a better option than all of them. Shoni Mohammed, probably a Nigerian, if you ask me. Again, I would sell my own brother to, promote him so the club gets him. But I get that. Many thanks, Turks, and I will subscribe on your channel now. Please let the panels know. Respect, Giza. Respect to you too. I think you're fun, and I always like to have you around. You're fun, brother. I appreciate you, joining the show today. You've made it fun. Again, here's a question. Do you think Chelsea is ready for the game against Spurs? Let me start with you on that one, Deals, because this is question. We're taking question at this point.
I know what it's gonna be
in the chat. Yeah, let Deals deal with this one.
I know what he's gonna say.
Are you listening? Me and TY have been talking about this.
Oh, you guys have to fight on that one.
Me and TY have been talking about
fight this. Fight is an understatement.
Listen,
we're gonna lose. We're gonna lose this. I'm telling you, we're gonna lose this weekend.
Yeah, let him finish. Go ahead.
You don't think we're gonna lose this? Okay. Let me bring you some facts up, okay? So with Tottenham, what you gotta realise, yeah? They're getting aside off one little win, what they did to Southampton, okay? They think they're gonna come to the bridge and play the same football they did against Southampton. Let them think that, because let me tell you something now, yeah? They ain't coming to the bridge and doing something crazy. If you don't think they're gonna come to the bridge and walk us over, yeah, that's the next thing. Yeah, let me tell you something. We're gonna turn up. Koulibaly, turn up. Yeah, watch. We're gonna see our players turn up. It's the occasion that we're playing against Tottenham here. Remember, yeah, what happened last season? Remember that. Yeah. Yes, Conte has got his new players in. Yeah, but that does not make no difference. Yeah, what does it make? You're not saying, oh yeah, they're getting a Perisic, 33-year-old Perisic, that is going to come in and do what for them? Okay, so I am not worried about Tottenham. I'm going to the game as well, so it's going to be interesting. Are you going to the game?
So am I, bro. I'm going to the game on Saturday, yeah, and I'm telling you, I disagree on you, bro. They got Harry Kane, they got Son, yeah. They're just full play. No, they got strikers full. They got still. We ain't gonna turn up. We ain't got a striker. We ain't got no force. We ain't gonna get. I'm quite tired. Back me up on this. Even though, yeah.
Why are you begging Ty to back you up, Daniel?
Because Ty, look at Ty's face. He knows. It's just disagreement. No, I'll tell you what. I'm going to see the Chelsea Tottenham game with my brother-in-law on Sunday, right? And he said they're going to smash us this weekend, yeah. Tottenham's going to smash us. And I agreed to him. I agreed to him. Listen, Bob, yeah, listen, yeah. I love you to bits, yeah. Mate, we ain't got a striker. We ain't got a false nine, yeah. The way we played against them, do you think we're going to show against Tottenham, mate? Surely, yeah, beat Southampton 4-1, yeah, because Southampton's they always lose their first game every season, right? To bigger clubs. But you got to understand this, yeah. They've got Classic, who's a fucking... Oh, sorry, my friend, sorry.
When's the last time they turned
just quickly. Just quickly, and let's talk one by one so we don't irritate the viewers. Again, Phantom of Many Topics. Yeah, Phantom of Many Topics is talking to Haslo. He says, subscribe to Phantom of Many Topics. I just made a baseball video, and I made a comment there again. I like your videos. If you like baseball videos, travel videos, go check out Phantom of Many Topics and be sure to subscribe. And again, thank you for the shout out on the video. I appreciate that. Let me see. Courtney's responding to Courtney here. There must be, there must be a better options. He thinks. Okay. It says, Yeah, Ampadu leaving on loan. Yes, I've heard that too, and I think you sent me an update. Let me check the update you sent me. It says I think Chelsea will struggle. Courtney says let me see what it says here. Says if Chelsea does buy him, I hope he proves us wrong. Yeah, that's my hope for every player I don't support. It says here the bid put in for Fofana were not as high as we were led to believe. So unless a big one goes in, he is going nowhere. Oh, now I get it. So there's a chance we didn't even beat that much money. Jabana Man says, I personally think Zaha has the quality as a winger. His attitude and composure on the ball is very scary to me. I think he has the temperament issues. He has temperament issues, but above all, he's good. I like players with temperament, with temper issues all the time on the pitch. Yeah, you know. Again, I don't know how else to say that so it doesn't come across like I support players who are misbehaving. Says just again talking to Just Viola again the latest news. Let me see. I think it's something I have to pay attention to. It says the latest news seeming he had a meeting this morning. Okay, this is me just jumping into the middle of a conversation. I'm lost now. But that's why I'm going to scroll again. Let me see. Maybe I'll be highlighting those there because we're supposed to be coming to the end of the show right now. Here's one thing I think about the Tottenham game is this. Then I'll bring in Ty in a bit. It says, the bigger the occasion, the better that the Chelsea team you'd see.
Yeah.
Forget whether we have a striker or not. That's the Chelsea we have. The bigger the occasion, the more confident I am that we're going to do well. And I think we will play well against Tottenham. What do I think the result will be? I don't know. If we're playing, let's say, like a bottom table team, like the newly promoted team, then I'd be concerned because that's where the mentality issues we've had in a few years, comes into play, like the charity FC factor. I don't like it. And again, by the way, Daniel, nice to see you and your son. Very cute, and I think he looks like you. Ty, come in, and let us know what you think. And hello to you, little boy. Yeah, Ty, your thoughts.
Sorry, I was distracted by.
Yeah, on the question regarding what happened in the Tottenham game.
I heard what you said. I was just distracted by.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. What Dios just said is this is why I keep saying that when fans underestimate teams, I don't get it. And for me, Dios has always done this where he.
But you understand how I present my own case or my own case. You understand that the bigger the occasion, the better Chelsea will play.
Yeah.
I'm not underestimating Tottenham by any means necessary.
No, and I'm not saying you, but what I'm saying is that in the past, I've seen this where people say, okay, it's Spurs. You can't use that because you're looking at the historic thing, and even with that,
I don't care about that shit.
Can I please speak?
Yeah, just let him finish. Let's watch language, bro.
Please.
Yeah,
go ahead, Ty.
I should have spread.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Ty.
Okay. So yeah, you can say fine. Yeah, Spursy, 3-point lane, whatever you want to say. Those nicknames. Yeah, fine. In the past, that was the case, but you need to look at the fact that Conte is a manager that has done things with the squad. He has drilled them into the ground in pre-season. There's videos on Spurs TV or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
Of the players running, dropping, getting back up, running, jumping, and the coach keeps saying, get up. So that's why they look prepared, and that's why they look like that. So for you to say that it's Spurs and things like that, and when you play against them, the team shows up. There's no guarantee of that. Yes, the team has showed up, but even if you're going to use the example of last season where we won them, how many of the goals that we scored were scored by our attackers? One, and that was Ziyech. That's the only person that scored from the attack. We in the League Cup, there was a deflection of Romero.
Havertz scored. Havertz scored in the last one.
Okay, fine. Two players, fine. But we scored how many goals? 6 goals, and 2 of those goals came from our attackers, and the rest of them were defenders. Rudiger scored one. I remember that from a corner.
Silva did.
Let me speak, please. Let me speak, please.
Let him finish. Go ahead, Ty.
Silva as well, and then the rest of those goals were, one of them was a deflection in the League Cup as well. So for you to be saying that, oh, it's Spurs, that I can't agree with that narrative, because even last season, Conte came in November, December, whatever month it was, and he didn't get to see it from the very beginning. He didn't get to put his points across before having to get on with it. And something that I think people continuously underestimate Conte for, and this is what I said. People were laughing at them when they got eliminated from, what was it, the Conference League, Europa League, which one was it? I don't remember what it was. But I was saying, okay, we know that we won the league because of this factor. Not having European football gave us that advantage. We got more preparing time. Now, for you to be saying that, oh, it's Spurs, that's not the case, because he's gotten in players. And you cannot tell me that you have not seen Daniel Levy do something that he's not done for Pochettino. Can I please speak? Please, Deals?
Let him finish IBC. You can comment.
Deals,
so to speak. I told you I mix it now. I apologize, Deals. Go ahead, Ty.
I'm trying to speak and you keep cutting me off. Let me speak. I let you speak. So things like that, you can't use that, because even in the situation of that, I'm pretty sure you can say that you have never seen Daniel Levy back as Spurs manager like that. Even Pochettino wasn't back like that. Every player that they wanted, whether on a loan, whether on a permanent, he went for them. He funded the move, and they got the players. And to me, that shows that he sees what he has. Although I don't think Conte is a long-term manager, because he's never done that. But to say that, oh, it's Spurs, that is not good, because they are building depth, and that's the issue that they've had. They've had Kane, and considering the fact that our defense is still learning, because Koulibaly is still adjusting to the league. Yes, he looks good against Everton, but we saw that the physicality was getting to his body. And to me, there's no guarantee of what could happen in that game. They have Son, they have Kane, and even against Southampton, neither of them scored, but they created opportunities. Kulikowski is another player as well. So and the situation to say that, oh, it's this, it's that. And people were underestimating them, because when they played against us, they weren't bad, but they actually did good. I remember Kane scored a goal, but it was chalked off because he pushed Silva. So it's not like they didn't give us a competition. They did.
No, it was offside. He was offside. Mate.
No, offside. They chalked it off because he pushed him, and they said that was an offense. It was not because he was offside. He wasn't offside. He couldn't be offside and Silva was ahead of him. That makes no sense. So clearly it was that. So I cannot agree with this arrogance or this narcissism that, oh, because it's Spurs, because we see what happened with Spurs over the years, you can't use that, because it's a different foundation, it's a different fundamental that is being set by Conte. He's bringing in his hard-working, tough training drills into the team, and because of the reason, that is why they looked so ready against Southampton. Every mistake that Southampton made, they pounced on it, making a chance. And they missed opportunities. The game could have ended 7 goals or more, but they missed opportunities as well. So I can't agree with the facts. Now, in terms of the game, and I think in terms of that, it's about who comes good. Does the attack score goals? Will Sterling score? Will the attack create? Will the attack not be selfish? Will they try to create for each other and not try to do things that is not necessary? So for me, I'm not going to say that we're going to lose. I don't think we will lose. I'm hoping I don't jinx it, but I don't think we will lose. But at the same time, I'm not going to underestimate Spurs, because Spurs are building something differently, and it's not the same Spurs where they're bottle jobs, if you want to use that. Or
we know it's not the same team we're coming against. We know that. Yeah, Conte's got his builders team, whatever, but we know that what Conte brings to the table would put them. So. We've seen it at Chelsea.
But what is it though? What is it?
They're gonna play with their wing backs. They're gonna try and play out with their wing backs, and it's not gonna work, bro. Trust me, I'm telling you this now.
Here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do.
One question.
Honestly,
go ahead quickly.
One question for Dill. All right, sorry. One question for Dill. All right, he don't think out me and Ty. Ty was right, but everything what he said, yeah. Silva last year, yeah, and CX, who both scored the goals, yeah. Harry Kane got pushed, yeah, that was clear, yeah. That's why. Like the thing, yeah, Harry Kane pushed Thierry Silva, that's why it won a goal. Right, thing is, yeah, you've got to understand Tottenham are building a stronger team what had last season. We was lucky we actually beat them the last season in the last game of the season, right? But the thing is still, you've got to understand, they have informal improvements now. You've got that closer Harry Kane and Son, all three of them working together now, right? So they're improving to be the class players they've got at the top three. Like Gary Neville and all that, and King used to love at Tottenham and saying to Jamie Carragher, Tottenham are never going to be good enough to win the league. Right, they're never going to get into the Champions League. Last season, they finished the top 4 of the season to be in the Champions League. Don't doubt them. Yes, they're coming out of Stamford Bridge, and it's going to be a tough game. But the way we saw our performance at Chelsea against Brighton, it's not going to happen at Tottenham. Tottenham are forcing teammates. They push. Tottenham are clever. Tottenham are clever. Even though I like Tottenham, Tottenham are really clever with their performance. And then they showed it last season. Now this season, that they've got more enforcement tackles. They just signed the CDM for Brighton, who's one of the world's like CDM for Brighton. He's quality, mate. Last season he was good for Brighton. Last season with Coquelia. The thing is, we haven't got a false. We ain't got attackers to score goals this season. And this, I'm afraid that I hate it. Yeah, even on Chelsea, I love Chelsea to bits. Yeah. Tottenham are going to beat us this Saturday, Sunday. They're going to beat us.
We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see. Do you want to put a bet on it?
Can I go quickly see this?
2-1 Tottenham. It'll be 2-1 Tottenham. 2-1 Tottenham this Sunday. Even though I hate to say it.
I'm not agreeing with that. But can I just quickly say so I can finish? Because I'm not saying. I just have one sentence to say and I'm done. If that's fine, continue.
All right, go ahead.
Name me the players they got again. No, I want to ask a quick question. What players did they get again? Name me the players.
Perisic, DJ Spence, Langley on loan. That doesn't matter. How many?
Yeah.
Robertson came from Hull City and look what he did at Liverpool. You can't use.
What's their backline again?
The club doesn't matter.
Name me their backline. Well, who's their backline again?
Let's not make it. If we make it a back and forth thing, it's not going to make sense to those watching. We'll have to take it one by one. Yes, Ty, go ahead quickly. We're running it like 3 hours and 37 minutes, and it shouldn't be that long. But go ahead, Ty. Yes, I just give I gave Deals more time because he joined very late, and I knew he had something to say. But Ty, go ahead.
Okay, and plus, the point about them using the wing backs, that's what they do. That's what we do. So what's the problem? And if they know that we're going to use our wing backs, and we know that they're going to use our wing backs.
Let's talk one by one. If we're going back and forth, it's not going to make sense. Ty, go ahead.
And plus, and if you look at the fact about even against Southampton, they scored goals because of the mistakes. And we know that when a team makes a mistake under Conte, especially at Chelsea, they're good on the counter, and that's what they did. So if we make the same mistake that we made against Everton, and due to Everton not having that striker or that attacking presence, because they played players out of position as well. So I guess in a sense, if we play against Southampton, like against Spurs, not Southampton, in the same way that we did against Everton, in terms of making those mistakes, giving the ball away to the players, making those sloppy passes, they can pounce on it. So that is why I'm saying that even if it's the fullbacks they use, they have Ericsson that could not Ericsson. What am I talking about? They have Kuliczewski that can play as well. They have other players in the midfield that can also create. They had Højbjerg, who can also do something in terms of creating. So I'm not going to underestimate them. I'm not going to say we're going to lose, because I don't think we will lose. But to say that they're not going to do anything against us, that is poor thinking, because that is you assuming that they can't do anything. When it's a football game, anybody can win, any shock can happen, and you cannot use that. The only game that I can say that, okay, fine, we look like we were the better team against Spurs was maybe when we won 3-0. That was the only time. They did cause a threat, but the threat wasn't.
All right, here's what's going to happen. Here's what's going to happen, Ty. I don't mean to cut you off. Yeah. Even though I wasn't planning on the Convo show starting today, I think I'm going to schedule one immediately after the show. Let's make it the Chelsea vs. Sports build-up show. And if you can come in, it's more like a bar. You can go back and forth if you want to. Let's do. I'm going to schedule that in the moment we're done with this. The Convo show is where we discuss. We talk like we're in a bar, but every 30 minutes, I'll have those in the chat vote the panelists they want out. And if they vote you out, you go out. Then someone else will come in. Again, but Ty, thank you very much. I understand if you keep you. I know this is showing me the type of fight you had with Deus that I didn't witness. I can tell you it was a heated one.
And it was frustrating. It was frustrating, and
that shows you how much of a fight it is. But that's by the way, this is the delicious comment of the day. It's Kami says, get Aubameyang in the door and do it quickly. And please don't give him the number 9 shirt. 11 is free now. That's a Werner. It's gone. And that's the truth. I think everybody, even Thomas Tuchel agrees there's a curse. The number 9 shirt curse. But that's by the way, again, let me say, what's this says? Underestimate Chelsea at your own peril. It's as simple as that. So many negative Chelsea fans here. Monster CFC, Nini FC, just as again. Here's the thing. Again, one thing I'm going to say, and I'm going to repeat it again. If that is the bigger the occasion, the better Chelsea side is. See, I think we'll do well against Tottenham. Come back to me and say I said we're going to do well, and we end up not doing well. That's how I'm going to put my own argument. I don't think we'd underestimate Tottenham. It's a good thing that they probably think they're going to win this one. Haven't seen us play against Arsenal and haven't seen our first game of the season. But we'll see what happens. Not scared of any team. I believe in my team. Asamoah said, well, I enjoyed going to every one of those 30-game unbeaten run, but this is different. Spurs, a different manager. Again, we'll see. When I start to see Chelsea scoring from open play consistently and not dependent upon penalties, then I can say they will beat the Spurs. Again, your argument there. Monster CFC saying, again, stop calling people names like that. Please, I beg you. Shahab Rahman, again, it's not okay. Again, I don't condone that. We won a beat Tottenham, but it was not. We won and beat Tottenham, but it was not luck. Sorry.
You need luck. If you don't have luck, then you're not going to win games. You need that.
And I think.
Sorry guys. Can I just quickly speak to Coach? Yeah, okay. I'm just going to let you know I'm going now, but thank you for letting me join the panel, guys. It was nice to see you, Dills and panel. Is it possible? Can you send me the link for that thing for me, please, Coach?
Yeah, I'll send. But here's the rule for the Convo show: you have to show your face.
Yeah, I'll show my face.
Yeah, you have to show your face to be on the panel for the Convo show. If you're not going to show your face, no.
I'll do the dancing move. Not what I've been doing on this show.
All right, I know. I know. Dills is a handsome man too, but he doesn't because he's at work, possibly. And again, Trump says I'm proud of Chukwuemeka were impressive. What game are you talking about? What game did they play any game together? Okay, you cannot handle the truth and says, oh my goodness. Okay, I'm going to scroll to the very bottom. I think let's call it a day. Let me Ty your thoughts on everything we've talked about.
Yeah, well, this Fofana thing, like I said, is either you pay up the money or you find a compromise which does not look like it's possible, or you move on. There's other options out there that for cheaper and still have quality. Frenkie de Jong, we have to see what happens there as well, because we are hearing that he may stay. He wants to stay and he just wants his money. But we'll see what happens. It's a saga in itself as well with him, especially with Barcelona. Aubameyang is a player that I will take in terms of his goal scoring, what he can do, he can also create. And I mean, this is something that needs to be noted as well. Even when they were doing poorly under Unai Emery, he was still scoring goals for them. Even when they were conceding goals, he was still scoring goals. With Zaha, it's not my cup of tea, but he also can bring goal scoring. He also brings the sense of being able to get past players. He can dribble. But his attitude on the pitch in terms of fighting with players, I am not really a fan of that. I mean, Costa used to do it and he never got in trouble. But the intensity that Zaha comes with in terms of doing it, it's not really fun. And I don't want us to lose an attacker in terms of a red card, in terms of him getting out of hand and then him losing control. But I mean, it was a good stream. It was a good discussion, and I mean, it'll be just to see what happens for the rest of the window.
Yeah, but again, thank you very much, Si. I appreciate that. Dale's your thoughts on everything you heard us talk and the one you joined us on.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if we get Aubameyang. Zaha, I'm not really a fan of Zaha, like Pat TY said. I'm not really a fan of Zaha coming in. But it was a good chat as well, But we'll be talking about Spurs soon as well, the preview for Spurs. So, yeah.
Yeah, again, thank you very much. I want to say thank you to everybody in the chat. Thank you. I can't get to all the likes. I'm in a hurry to go take care of something myself. Usually when the conversation is flowing like this, I let it flow. But pay attention. I think I'm going to try the first edition, even the graphics and everything aren't ready yet. The first episode of the Converse Show will most definitely hold today. No structure, just guys having conversation. But the rule is everybody will show the face. I want to say thank you to you, brother, and thank you to Dan again. Haslow, Coach. I see my friend. Showing face makes a bit. Yeah, no, it makes it a better show again. And thank you for all those that obliged. No, Chukwuemeka played in the behind closed door against Fulham. Oh, okay. Thank you for that update. I want to say thank you to Liam Lane for participating. Always the captain of the community, always helping to keep things clean. I want to say welcome, a very special welcome to Haslow. I think you're a brilliant mind, and I'd like to have you on the panel whenever time allows. So thank you very much. Thank you to you, brother. I still avoiding saying your name. You know why. Again, Rafai, sorry, if everyone else, the beautiful game. Thank you, brother. And Vincent, you joined very late. Just Viola, who was here in the chat. I can't find her comment to, highlight it there. RJ, RJ, artist, nice to see you. Phantom of Many Topics, the beautiful game. Everyone else that was in the chat that helped keep everything clean. I cannot thank you guys enough.
Big up, Coach. Big up
big up to you too, brother. And again, thank you very much for finding time to join us. It's been a brilliant show, and it's all because of you. So thank you. See you guys later. Bye now, and cheers.
I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test and expect nothing less, your check as I'm chess, what's happening next, yeah. He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second, this life is a lesson. He got a new engine from pain, it's a blessing, new focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession, all in his possession. You got their attention, now leave an impression and take your redemption, just kill no discretion, your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression,
You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they see me. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try to change, you can say no, free me.
So he's been looking for somebody who could save him, instead of searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem. We could change the world, change times, rearrange them. Staying on pace, running the race. Life is a chase, I don't want a place, I wanna be first. Work till it hurts, dehydrated thirst till I'm in a hearse. High ambitions in the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off from a break off from the weak minds. They can stay soft. You can change lives. You create thoughts. Never waste time. You got one shot. You got one life. Better pop off. What do you like? Make a dream job. No 9-5. No mean boss. Just my life and free thoughts.
You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way. What I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try the chains, you can say no, free me. Try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me.
Looking for change, looking for pain, pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane, pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test. Expect nothing less, you check as I'm chess, what's happening next?
He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson, he got a new engine from pain, it's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession, all in his possession. You got their attention, I'll leave an impression and take your redemption. Just kill, no discretion, your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression.
You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try the chains, you can say no, free me.
So he's been looking for somebody who could save him, instead of searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem. We could change the world, change times, rearrange them. Staying on pace, running the race. Life is a chase, I don't want a place, I wanna be first. Work till it hurts, dehydrated thirst till I'm I wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name. Check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain. I ingest, I retain, assess and I change. Possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints. Money, clout and fame, mud, disease, a plague. We all love to hate, have to play the game, have to make a name. All our insecurities are on display. This is war with the enemy, think that it was meant to be. Living in a time where disease is on every screen. I won't let them fester me, I know most are festering. Negativity is a plague for the mentally weak. No mercy, all I got is working. Never stop searching, never quite so thirsty. I'm toxic and psychotic, with this logic, you can't stop it. It's been chronic since I was a boy, so neurotic and chaotic.
Go to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna eat 'em. Make mistakes real fast, then you learn how to beat 'em. If you take off the cast, you can see all the healing. If the pain's in the past, move on from the grave and put your foot on the gas. No, never stop competing, yeah.
I've been doing this, I'm on it. I just wanna be iconic. Sipping on a gin and tonic, got me going off when I'm on this topic, yeah. If I ever play, I want it. You know that I'm always honest. Stay away from those who are toxic. Keep them out your face, no way, you don't want it, yeah.
Don't try to drain my energy, the enemy is everything. It's mentally, unhealthily, spreading like a rare disease. But I won't let it get to me, I don't need your therapy. I can leave a legacy of leading by intensity. Come on, we can fight this, freedom is priceless. Spread just like a virus.